Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, Walgreens and 7-Eleven were two of the first. And now many businesses have followed suit. I'm talking, of course, about places that blast classical music to deter loitering and prevent crime. Well, now thousands of businesses do the same thing, and classical music is used the most. Unless you're the barbershop in Los Angeles. They're not playing classical music. Instead of blasting classical music to deter homeless, basically, from setting up camp outside of their business, they've decided we're not going to play Beethoven or Bach or Mozart. No, the barbershop, they have opted to play that audio toxin of one Hope Seguin, a.k.a. the performer of the song Baby Shark, a deeply, deeply hated song. Now, sure, this girl, Hope, she was only 10 years old when she performed Baby Shark, but that's about the same age as the kids who sang the 1877 Cars for Kids jingles. And I don't forgive them either. Now, all of that said, it got us thinking, now, what would be the music that keeps me away from patronizing your business, right? So for me, it's easy. Every rose has its thorn. You're blasting out on the outside. I know I don't want to go inside. Def Leppard's Armageddon It. That would keep miles away. I know you hate that song, Ted. We know you. Mambo number 5. Ted ain't walking into your business. Our very own Mike Hawk. He's going to take his business elsewhere if you decide to play Today from the Smashing Pumpkins. I hope you make it through the show today, Mike. But look, we all have our hate. We all have those things that drive us crazy. And, well, that's part of what we want to talk about today, because these are just some of the stories we've come across, stories that left us with many questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question, and this is how it works. You call us, we'll ask you a question at complete random, and after you share your story, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question.
To be a part of the big show, the random question, call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep bop beat up wow, miter saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex. If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app, and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet, and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
Shows, away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,321. 4321.
Oh, look at that.
What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. The exciting return of your guess is as good as mine. Coming up at 4:30. Now, in honor of the 3-day Memorial Day weekend coming up, we have for you the 10 best cities in the United States to enjoy delicious barbecue.
Okay. All right.
We all love barbecue in here. There's no doubt about that. From the meat down to the sides. Yeah. You might like brisket. You might get the whole plate with the pulled pork on there. It's always good to have maybe a men's room beer brought from Uli's Famous Sausage on your plate over the weekend there and help our friends out at the Fisher House. But either way, everyone loves barbecue, and depending on where you are in the country, different areas obviously do it differently than others.
Yes, they do.
So we've got the states with the best barbecue, and specifically the cities. It should be no shock. What is the number one? What is the number one barbecue city in America?
I mean, to me, it's Houston, but whatever. It's in Texas. Not Dallas, though.
They say Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City does great at barbecue. I get it, and I've been to both, but for my money, I think Houston does it better, but KC has a wider selection of what they're willing to give.
When you get to Houston, you're not going to get a lot of pork product. When you go to North Carolina, you're not going to get a lot of beef product.
KC's like, we don't care.
They do both. Right, and that's a good call. Because there's some Texas barbecue I like in Seattle, one spot, and does a very good brisket. But I don't think they do a great job with pork, but it's Texas barbecue.
Right. You do one better than the other. And typically, if you're doing pulled pork, you're probably pretty good at ribs, all those things.
Sure.
If you get down to Texas, you're going to get some brontosaurus beef ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Which, to me, man, if you ever see beef ribs on the menu, you order those.
Get them.
And I have seen one of the newer, at least to me, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I seem to see beef cheeks on the barbecue menu a lot more than I think I ever have.
People are just starting to eat them now. Well, beef cheeks has been around. If you eat soul food like beef cheeks, hog balls, you name it, that stuff's been around forever. But
correct,
it's definitely starting to take off. No, because you're right. You see, sounds weird when you say it out loud. A lot more cheeks on the menu.
Right. And one thing about barbecue, unlike it doesn't
clapping.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're going for Korean barbecue or you're going for whatever your favorite type of barbecue is. One thing you know about barbecue is you better get your ass there because they will sell out of stuff. There's a new barbecue place in Fremont, which is fantastic from what I've heard. If you do not get there within 10 minutes of that damn place opening up, all the good stuff is gone.
That's what I like about barbecue places. They're like, this is how much we made for the day. So, like, say we open at 8 a.m., we close when we sell out.
Right. It's a foodie's favorite game show. Get there before everything's gone.
Right. And Korean barbecue's different, but it is kind of fun to sit there and cook your dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also, a lot of those places will cook a duck all day or whatever, and they'll have maybe one or two.
But a lot of them, you got to order that in advance.
They'll slice that for you and do all those things.
Which is weird, because there's another famous place where you cook your own dinner that I don't like. The Korean barbecue, because there's a little grill involved. I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten a hot stone at a steak restaurant where you put a little piece of steak on one of those, what is it, like a salt block?
No,
I have not.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
I've done that a couple times. It's badass. Like your steak is not cooked all the way. You cut it, and then you put a piece of the steak on the hot stone with little chimichurri, whatever you want on top of that. God, that's good. Talking meat and barbecue. if you pick the category. Now, the other category are the 10 best rock guitarists of all times.
All right.
So basically, they just went down the list and said, hey, look, note for note, pound for pound, these are the guitar gods.
Now what did they base this on? Because obviously it's subjective. Some people are very, very talented,
exactly.
but you don't want to listen to them. Other guys kind of sloppy, but sort of awesome. Right.
You know what it is? It's that it's the world of what are some of the greatest rock bands of all time. Most people are going to throw out the Led Zeppelins of the world,
sure,
or the Sabbaths of the world, or whatever they're into. You know, so it's kind of more in that vein as far as how many times they got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, how iconic the band was, how iconic their guitar sound was.
Okay.
The riffs that they came up with, and just the legacy that they left behind.
So I know 3 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
One is mandatory, the other 2 have proven it.
And rock completely dominates this category.
Yeah, come on.
It's not the Brad Paisley. It's not a good guitarist, or Keith Urban, or whoever you like, all right?
But they shred different. Like, they shred, my understanding is that they shred if you're at the show. Because who's the guy I did not want to see? Bodies of Wonderland guy, John Mayer.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I were first dating. She said, hey, do you want to go see Maroon 5 John Mayer? Now, if I answered it honestly, I would have said no. But I'm trying to get laid, so I went. So the thing about John Mayer, the singles he put out I thought are absolute trash. He only played one of them during a show, which was great. But the rest of the time, dude just jammed with his band. And I could not believe how good this guy was on guitar. So I'm looking at my wife like, why doesn't he do that on the records? She's like, because he wants to get laid and make money.
Right.
Like, Rush play very well. They're not known for the big groupie situation.
No.
Where John Mayer, it's like, I'm trying to get ass, so I sing your Bodies of Wonderland. But then if you come to my show, I'm going to shred the piss out of this guitar.
Mayer's a weird one, too, because he basically made his bones playing fraternities in Virginia, North Carolina, kind of like Dave Matthews did.
Yep.
And he made very poppy music, and then it got real poppy. And then you're right, people started to like him more. And even when he joined up with Dead and Company, they weren't happy.
No.
And then he played some shows, and everybody's like,
yes.
Oh, all right.
This is
he
real
is
good.
so good on guitar, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So we have 20 of the greatest rock guitarists. If you get 10 right, I'll give it to you in the category.
All right.
But I'm going to be really stringent on this. 3 strikes and you're done. So with 20 available, you should be able to run the table on this category of the best guitarists of all time.
Oh, I'm thinking the world of rock, yes.
At least pick the 10. And today is the day that we do our random question. 206-803-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Thanks.
Hola. Mark, welcome to the program. Random question. What's happening, man? How's the weekend?
It was right.
Okay. All right, Mark. Let me see what we have for you. Okay. All right. Why were you denied entry or kicked out of someplace, Mark? Maybe you were fired. Whatever.
Let me see. Denied entry or kicked out.
Or fired works as well. That's the same thing, just in a work environment.
Let's see. A work environment.
Well, it could be. In other words, you could be fired from a job, asked to leave.
Yeah.
Pick up your stuff and go.
Right.
You could be in a bar, asked to leave.
Yeah, probably. I got busted for having a fake ID. This was quite a long time ago. This would have been late. Yeah, this would have been late 80s. Late 80s. I had a fake ID, and the guy they caught me. The server caught me and said, you got to leave. So
what was it about your ID that tipped it off? Because I'm guessing we're about the same age. Because late 80s when I was rocking a fake ID, and I do feel like at that particular time in existence, the fake ID, you'd almost mastered the art of the fake ID because it was kind of pre-holograms and all that crap.
Yes.
Like, basically, all the stuff they do now on IDs is because guys like us found a way to circumvent it with the fakes.
So I was. It was when I was in the military, and a buddy of mine took our ID. This is, and he cut out from the date of birth of 69. Cut out the little square, glued it, and it was to 66. So then I could get. And he did the same thing to his ID. Only eventually his chain of command figured out that he did that. I can't remember exactly how. I didn't get caught, but somehow I think he tried to use it again, or one of his somebody in his chain of command found out, and he lost the rank. He got busted big time by the commander.
Wow, he lost the rank for that. So is that probably, I'm guessing, the same punishment these days, as far as you know?
Yeah, I mean, it actually could have been a lot worse. I think his commanding officer was probably nicer to him than he could have been.
Okay, all right. I mean, it's a fake ID at that age. Like, I know you're not supposed to do it, but I also know what it is to be that age, and we're not letting you drink, even though you're in the military. I would assume you have a fake ID.
My guy that grew up with named Ty. I think he was 3 years older than me. Yeah, because he was a senior when I was a sophomore. So he was 3 years older than me. Gets to college, and he was a big dude. He's a bouncer at a bar. One of the more popular bars in town. It didn't matter how popular it was. I could get in that bar.
Because of him, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he was always the doorman at Dr. John's. And one of the things he would do, he would confiscate a lot of IDs. Now, his roommate was also his best friend growing up, who also lived in our neighborhood, Rob. And they continued, they became roommates when they got into college. Rob was a weed guy, so he sold weed. But what he also would do, because Ty did not want to get involved in this racket, he would collect the IDs, but then Rob would resell them.
Sure.
So that when you came over to their place, you could get, an eighth of weed. If you found an ID that was close enough that you thought you could risk buying.
What did it charge?
At that point in time, it was $50. $50.
All right.
Eighth of weed is $20. So
yeah, exactly.
The rule is you cannot go to Dr. John's and use this ID.
So if you bought one off of Rob,
right,
you can't
go
take
to
it back there.
Which is the wrong thing to say to anybody, because you're basically admitting where these came from and where they were confiscated. But that was the rule that they
He's
put
also
into place.
selling weed. I think he's like, what? I'm an open book, guys.
Exactly. I have been kicked out. I have been asked to leave bars based on behaviors of the people that I was around, more so than me. You'd think it'd be my mouth or whatever. My mouth has got me in trouble plenty. But as far as getting kicked out of stuff, it was other people getting physical with people or just being stupid or saying something to somebody's girlfriend. And
I mean, I've gotten kicked out for that stuff where it's just like, okay, if you know this guy, just knowing the friends are going to back up friends, not that you've done anything or kicking your buddy out, please go with them, because as far as we see, you're like the next troublemaker in line. Got 86 from a bar, just arguing with the wrong person. Long story short, did not realize they were the owner. And to be honest with you, even if I had known, it would not have changed.
We got kicked out of there before.
It was still a turbo. Oh, not that place.
Oh.
That place, we got booted out. I'm not entirely sure why.
We were laughing at the guy singing karaoke.
Oh, no, not that experience. I'm at an entirely different bar.
All right.
It was a High Dive.
Yes, we got kicked out of there and went back 10 years later.
I still don't know why we were kicked out entirely. I really don't. But yeah, we went back 10 years later. We're like, there's no way they're going to remember. We were there.
I thought it was something like you were you were kind of standing in the
wait station.
We were, but we moved. But
no, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she was just being bitchy, so we flipped her some ass back. And I mean, that was it. But we weren't particularly rude, right? But anyway, we go in 10 years later, and we're like, there's no way they're going to recognize us. We're there for 2 minutes. Manager walks up. I remember you guys, but all was forgiven.
Yes,
thank God.
I
mean, he rolled up.
I was like, oh no,
instantly. We're like,
no.
You've got to be kidding. It's been a decade.
Yes.
Actually, you know, man, I got turned down service at a bar. I will not say where. It's fairly close to where we're at. This had to be 6-7 years ago. I'm meeting friends there, and I met them directly after work. They're already there. I walk in. I sit down at the edge of the bar. We start talking. When I ask for a drink, the bartender, man, real snotty, he's like, I'm not serving you. I'm like, I'd never been in this bar before. And then I'm like, do I know this guy? I don't know him from Adam. So I'm like, what's the problem? He's like, you're already drunk. I truly was not. I do not know how we reached this conclusion. I mean, I literally came in, greeted my friends, maybe 2 minutes passed before he came over to get my drink. And as soon as I ordered, he's like, no. And he was, like angry at me.
It's probably like Chili's at the Anchorage airport.
Yeah, but you were drunk.
No, I wasn't. We just left the hotel and got to the airport at Chili's.
But I think there's residual drunk.
Oh, well,
I'm not saying we were drinking. I'm saying you were drunk.
You're saying I woke up.
Because we woke up drunk. Well, we definitely woke up drunk. But this lady, again, we walk into a Chili's at the Anchorage airport. We sit down. She's taking our drink orders, which is always the first line of business. Miles ordered like a vodka and something. And she's like, no drinks for you.
Yep. I definitely got asked to leave a bar in Vegas once because we've been drinking at the pool all day.
Yeah.
Took like a tiny nap. They were like, come on. So we go down to Fremont Street and we're partying. And then I went to get a drink and the guy was like, I think you're drunk. I can't serve you. And I was like, do I have to leave? And he's like, no. And I was like, no worries, man. I promise I won't drink.
Oh.
But I forgot. And then I went up and asked for a drink. And he's like, well, now I got to kick you out, man. And I go, well, why? And he goes, I told you I can't serve it. I go, you're right. He goes, yeah, but you've asked me twice now. I got to kick you out. I was like, all right, no worries. Okay. You're right.
What was your fake ID name?
Sal.
Salinon
Alto Tapio.
How did
from
anyone
Delaware
think that is your name?
Sal Tapio?
I'm just saying if I'm looking, well, you could say Sal, and I go,
But Sal's
maybe.
Italian. Tapio is definitely Latin.
But I'm looking at your
Oh,
full
no,
ID.
this guy, he was definitely like, I'll just say Persian, because I don't know which country
His name is Sal. That's what I'm saying. I see Salinon.
Sal Tapio.
And I'm looking at
Tapio.
your ass like, man,
The Italian Central America.
I'm just
look, to be honest, that ID was not very good. It was from Delaware.
Persian Ted.
Makes the lasagna quesadilla.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Sal.
like a Euro lasagna. But that was also one of those terrible IDs. We went to, I think it's closed, so I don't mind talking about it. But you know, every college town kind of has the one bar you can go to.
Sure.
So if you're a Dead fan, it's called Terrapin Station, but also because of Maryland Terrapins. So they were kind of known for that. So Sal Tapio, a couple of these IDs worked great, and we were in there. We were still in high school. We got in there earlier, and we're shooting pool and drinking beer. And the guy goes, "Hey, man, we're not taking those IDs tonight." And we're like, "Oh, all right."
What are those IDs?
Like basically like the SE ones you have.
Okay.
Like we know what they are.
Okay.
We've detected.
He's not going to say fake, but just
right. He just
those.
said, "We're not accepting those tonight." And then we're like, "Oh, all right." You know, we're high school kids. We don't know. And he's like, No, man. Finish your pictures.
Yeah.
I got to kick you out by like 9:30.
Sweet. Hey.
How is that legal?
Awesome.
It's not.
Enjoy your beers, guys. Reason we asked why were you denied, kicked out, or fired, or whatever the deal is. There's a guy in England, and he was brutally bullied as a child. He's got something going on with his face, and he was refused service in a cafe because of basically, I guess, how unsightly he is.
Yeah. Have you seen this picture?
No. He's 35 years old. He's from Birmingham, and he went to a coffee shop in London. He said everyone was staring at me, and it was like they'd almost seen a ghost. The person looked at me who was serving everyone and says, "Oh, we're not serving anymore." She turned around and walked off, but clearly they were still serving. Now, he was born with neurofibromatosis type 1. That causes non-cancerous tumors to grow along nerves.
Here's his face.
Oh, geez. Okay.
You'd be very subtle. Oh, geez. Yeah, we can get
that
you a
is
table.
unfortunate. But after learning acceptance of his disfigurement, he now shares his motivational story in schools with the aim of helping children embrace their personalities and celebrate who they are. Another recent experience of abuse spurred him on to publish a children's book called Born Different. Mm-hmm. I had a couple of individuals come over to me in the park and ask me what happened to my face.
Oh, damn.
I thought they were just being curious, but actually they started laughing, giggling, saying, "Oh, my God, if I had a face like that, I wouldn't even let you come in my house."
Yeah. I mean, look, the dude's got a real thing going on. Here's a picture of him holding his book. I just want to point out, and I respect what he's doing, but if you look at the cover of the book, that kid is not nearly in as bad a shape as the guy that wrote the book.
Yep. And as far as being fired, I do not.
Also, the way his mouth works and his eyes, it looks like he's not sure what you're saying to him.
Yes.
He does. He looks like a confused Two-Face. It's probably the best way to put it.
Strangely enough, in the world of rock, at this moment right now, we have 3 bands. We play them on this radio station. They cannot do anything other than fire their drummer. Now, The Who, last month, they fired Zach Starkey. Zach Starkey is Ringo Starr's son.
Correct.
He's been with The Who for 20-some years. Mm-hmm. This is not like he just joined the band. He's been in there for a long time. So they fired him about a month ago. Now he's been fired again and replaced by a guy named Scott DeVowers. Now, The Who are coming to Climate Pledge in September. Presumably, this will be their new drummer. He has no idea why he was fired again. He's just like, look, I love everyone in the band. We have not had any arguments. I don't know what the hell's going on. Now, speaking of firing people, the Foo Fighters, they have fired their latest drummer, Josh Freese. He took over for Taylor Hawkins. He has no idea why they fired him either. He says, look, man, stay tuned for my top 10 possible reasons I got fired and booted from the Foo Fighters. I have absolutely no idea why they let me go.
And it's crazy because I went to the Foo Fighters show, the most recent one here, and when I came out, I told Miles, their drummer is sick.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is badass.
He's played with a Perfect Circle, Guns N' Roses, Devo. He's played with a bunch of, prominent bands. He got fired. Guess who Guns N' Roses fired? Their drummer. He has no idea why he got fired either. He's been replaced. They're over in, I believe, China.
Really?
Was the last show.
Meanwhile, Rick Allen was one arm's like, my band waiting for me, guys.
Three bands with drummers that have no idea why the hell they were let go. More of the Random Question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch!
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex. Just got a new puppy or kitten? Congrats! But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune. Which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
I got some cool information involving the Men's Room IPA from Black Raven Brewing in the bright yellow can. Now check this out. If you're flying out of town for the weekend, maybe you're going someplace for the Memorial Day weekend, you end up at SeaTac Airport, there is a brand new bar. It's called the Brew Top Social. Now, if you know where Salty's is, kind of near the Ex Officio and the Sub Pop, in the main great room.
Yeah, the main concourse.
Yeah,
Right,
the
if you
main
go in
concourse.
like that main gate,
Right.
it's right there.
It is upstairs.
Correct.
Okay, so it's got a view of the entire center food court there, right? But it is it's a brew top social pub. They have the Men's Room IPA on draft. Here is what they are going to do. If you stop in before you take on that flight and get a Men's Room IPA, for every beer you drink, they will donate $1 to the Fisher House, the 3 local ones in the area. Now, that's something that you need to know that's very important. The Fisher House does amazing things.
Yes.
All over the country. But when you buy the Men's Room IPA, the 20th anniversary lager, the Men's Room beer broths from Uli's Famous Sausage, and the Men's Room roasted red salsa from San Juan Salsa Company, that money stays here at home.
Correct.
So for our 3 local Fisher Houses. So if you're getting set for a weekend barbecue, a weekend party, grab a couple 6-packs, please.
Yes.
Pick up some salsa, a bag of chips, and throw some sausages on the grill. And if you're headed out of town, you're at the airport, go ahead and stop by the airport Brew Top Social. I have not been up there yet, but now I know for a fact that the next time I get up there, I'm heading on up and drinking a couple at the bar.
It's great.
Yeah, you're the one who told me about it first, I believe.
Yes, it hasn't been open that long. I found it one night. I had a red eye, and I think they stay open a little bit later than most of the other places. It was a lifesaver.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Okay.
that. Just for staying open later, man.
And I'm sure they've
makes
got
a
food
difference.
as well.
Yeah, and look, you can't miss it because if you go in that main area, right, there's 2 things up there. One is the American, you got to have an American Express.
Oh, what do
card.
they call that place? I know
The
what you're talking
Centurion Lounge.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes.
So if you get up there and it's the American Express Lounge, you're on the wrong side. Just walk across, take the elevator up, you'll be right there.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Very good to know. All right. Random question, 206-803-ROCK.
And if you go to Salty's, you're worrying about your stomach later, maybe don't eat a shrimp cocktail for breakfast at 9:30.
Is that what you
You
did?
shrimp cocktail?
I did. halfway
Seems
through.
like a good idea.
I just was like, why did I order a shrimp cocktail at 9:30 in the
I thought you
morning?
were going to start the clam chowder. I'd be like, yeah, it's going to take you down.
What,
But
to give you
shrimp
heartburn?
cocktail?
You get that. You land in Cali, you slam down a couple In-N-Outs. Like, stomach's in an odd spot.
Okay.
You're going to get the grease from the In-N-Out. Now, the
think-
shrimp cocktail, delicious.
Well, I think your choice of food there was pretty strong, to be honest with you. Shrimp cocktail and a couple In-N-Out burgers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about that.
kind of a dream.
I'll take the heartburn.
Yeah, I'd take the risk.
All right. That's basically what it was.
Yep.
Hello, Ted. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Ted, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's get through this one. Ted, what's a weird rule that you kind of have? Maybe you made it up or whatever. It's not really an official rule, but it's your rule, and you continue to follow it. And maybe have for either a brief amount of time or your whole life. So what's a weird rule that you've got?
Before I married my wife, I had this rule that I would never date anyone younger than my youngest sister.
How old's your youngest sister? What's the age difference?
6-year difference.
6 years, you said?
Yeah.
Well, the older you get, though, doesn't that kind of just fall to the wayside? Not. It just seems like when you're an adult,
If you're 66 and you date a 6-year-old, no one says, "Ooh,
right?
you like them young."
You go, girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but also the maturity level kind of changes too. Like right now, if I was single right now, I could not see myself dating a 20-something.
No. Yeah.
Like,
How old are you now?
40, 38.
38. All right.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but even
like, I'm
20-something, you're not going to do the Bill Belichick.
Yeah. I'm not going for a 25-year-old. I'm not going for a 28-year-old even. Like, I have to have someone with their things together.
Okay. All right.
What's the age difference between you and your wife?
2 years.
2 years. All right. So would it be a deal breaker if, like, you're getting along with this chick and she's like, you find out she's 7 years younger than you? Would you have still given it a chance, or you just say, I'm not doing it?
Right on that edge. Like, if it's really good, fine, but I don't shop for things that I don't want to afford. Right?
What if it's 7 years older? What if it's the flip side?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Older is always good.
All right.
Okay. So you don't mind aiming high. You just don't want to aim too low.
Yeah.
You ever hook up with someone who was older than you? Like noticeably older?
Substantially. Yeah.
What was the age? When you say it like that, I feel like you're at a nursing home. I mean, like, what's the age difference?
She was 44. I was 16.
Whoa!
Damn.
Whoa!
How did that happen?
Whoa! That's illegal.
Or something. I mean, 18.
Oh yeah.
18.
Yeah.
How did all of this come together? Did she approach you? Did you approach her? What?
I was working at a grocery store, and she was looking for some cat food and this, that, and the other. And we just got to talking, and like I was stocking shelves, and then here and there happens, whatever. She invites me up. We go. Turns out she's like the aunt of my crush, my high school crush.
All right.
She's her aunt, and that just took it to the next level, and like ready to go.
Did she look anything like your high school crush?
Oh, similar.
All right.
Similar.
I mean, is your aunt?
The high school crush kind of turned into her at this point in life, but
Well, you know what, Ted? You've inspired many a young man to apply for a job at a grocery store.
Just stalking cat food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Started with cat food. Next thing you know, I'm getting laid.
But obviously, this is her idea. This is you're not bringing this up initially. This is definitely her.
no, I had no game in high school.
Right.
You had something.
Yeah.
You got cat food, lady.
It's the blue eyes, man.
There you go. So, are you telling me that your high school crush still does she now look like her aunt did then?
She's getting closer to what her aunt looked like. A couple wrinkle lines away, but she's definitely aging into that.
Does she have any idea that you slept with her aunt?
No. No, we've been friends for 15 years now, like actually talking for like 15 years.
Oh, God.
And she still will never find out.
Okay. Do you run into the aunt?
No, I moved out of that town a long time ago. I did date her neighbor for a while, though. That was awkward.
Did you ever actually date her? Seems like you're getting as close as you can get.
No, that was like unofficial, like she was bored on a Friday kind of deal.
So it was one time only.
It was a couple times only. But like, it was just no pressure.
Okay.
All right. Man, oh, man. Yeah, nothing like that happened at my jobs.
The rule is cut your age in half at 7.
And that's decent, so whatever. Hold on.
Right, so I'm 44, so you're talking 20, so 29 would be like my limit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about a 35. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could do whatever you want. I just, once in a while, like a couple weekends ago, I went to like this day rave, and it was just 21 and 22-year-olds, and it's like, they're super hot, but I don't know, like, I can't talk to them.
Yeah, well, what the F
we going to talk about?
That's a rule you made up, just to make sure.
That's not bad, though, man. Yeah, cut it in half, add 7. I'm like, yeah, that's about as young as I could go and still be comfortable.
My rules
if it's a relationship.
My rules are like,
Right. That's a great
relationship. If she's 22 and it's just like, do you want to have sex? Yeah, of course I do.
Well, and I think that's a big difference, right? Like this weekend, I think I would have teetered into some 60s if I wanted to, but I don't know that I would date a 60-year-old.
Okay, but did you try to teeter into? Because look, you're in a place where you don't live.
Correct.
You know, you just kind of roll in, roll out, man. You take it. Did you even give it a try? Or were you just like, eh?
No, I mean, we went to the meat market, but I don't know if this is good or bad. I always feel weird saying it, but like, it's a little harder to hit on chicks sober. And like, we just weren't drinking.
You were sober, right?
I mean, I had smoked weed, but like, these people were partying. I was like, it's just weird. You don't have like an in because you're not just running up to the bar.
And you're not as confident.
Yeah.
You know, you get a couple beers in
I'll be
there.
dead honest.
You're just dropping game, whether it's good or not.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
How do I do this sober?
My rule hard.
No, you're right. I'm trying to think any chick that I ended up dating or whatever the case might be, more than likely we met at a bar. If not, we met at work. But even if we met at work, then you probably know that I like to drink. And then if we went out, we went to a bar. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Just be sober and try to make this work.
Now, it used to be midnight for me, but now it's 10 o'clock. No withdrawals from an ATM.
10? You moved it down to 10?
It's at 10. Because, look, if I'm out past 10, I'm having a good time.
Sure.
I don't need cash. Cash is the last thing I need. It's not that I can't get one more. It's not that I can't, cash out at 11, 11:30. I just can't have cash in hand.
Cash means drugs.
Cash means a lot of things.
Well, it could mean strip club.
Thank you.
Right. I'm just saying I know Miles. It means drugs.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
maybe you stop telling people how you hate strip clubs.
You probably a strip club. Miles or me, it's going to be drugs. I mean, it's late and we're going to the ATM. There is no quote. Why are you going to the ATM? The drug dealers don't take credit cards.
They don't.
Right? It's 11:30 at night. I'm in Vegas. Why do you think I have not been gambling at all? Why do you think I need that?
I am up to no good. There's something going on.
Yeah.
If I have cash, if I need $100, $200, then the next day is really going to suck for me.
Sure. I'm okay.
I mean, look, you're right though. Even if I'm going to take money out at 11 o'clock or midnight to go to a strip club, you're clearly not sober.
Right.
No, there's no chance.
Another weird rule I have. If we get to go and we're in the drive-thru and you get fries, even if you bought your fries, you're not allowed to have one in my car. You cannot open the bag and you cannot let the heat escape. I want that thing to be a hot little oven until we get home. You can't take even a handful of fries or a couple fries because what will happen is, number one, the fries will get cold. Number two, I guarantee you, I'll get the fries that are shortchanged that you've been eating.
Yeah. Of course.
You're going to get the bigger fry.
That don't have brown spots.
You're going to get the bag fries, the bottom. I don't, that's a hard rule. And my kids never understood it. I don't care. You cannot open the bag and you cannot have any fries on the way to the house, period. Reese Mass, what's a weird rule that you made up and continue to follow?
I told you I had McDonald's a couple Sundays ago. It's how weird I am. Like on the ride home, I was like, F Miles. Just started eating fries. And as I was eating them, I was like, oh, he would hate it.
Yes, I would.
But they taste so good in that bag.
When they're hot. That's why it's always good to eat at the restaurant sometimes.
Yeah.
Plus, I like ketchup with my fries. You can't have ketchup.
I know,
like
but
to
you
use
talk about it.
The dipping sauces.
You've talked about it for years, so I was like, screw up.
Yeah, hell with it. Yeah. You get grease all over the shifter.
Yeah, I think I even burned my tongue. They were so hot, Miles. So delicious. I think they're better out of the bag.
Well, they are because they're fresh, man. It's like microwave popcorn. You might as well keep it in the bag. Like once you open that bag and the steam pops out, eat it right now.
Yeah.
The reason we asked, what's a weird rule that you made up and continue to follow? Basically, they asked people on the internet, do you have some weird rule that you made up for yourself when you were younger or an adult that you still follow? It can be for no good reason. It could be for a good reason. But either way, you decided this was a personal rule, and no one made you do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of something you do on your own. So here are a few. If you need to retie one shoelace, you retie the other one too. If you don't, you'll end up with one shoe that feels too tight and one that's too loose.
I mean, potentially, but hey, if it works for them, I'm not going to judge.
My thing with that is this. I don't know what it is. I got a couple of different types of shoes. One, they always need to be retied. I don't know what the hell.
It's the laces.
They're no different than other laces I have that are similar in different shoes for some reason.
I'm telling you, man, they put a coating
just
on
one shoe?
certain laces where I have a pair of boots like that, right? And it's got the round laces, which is fine, because I have another pair of boots that have round laces. But one has some kind of coating.
Okay.
I don't know if it's waterproof, but they absolutely, positively will not stay tied. You can't even tie them in a knot.
Then I have another pair of shoes. That
You don't double knot them?
They fall. I'm telling you, it does not matter. You can get the Boy Scouts to do every kind of knot they learned in Scouts, and it's like, it's going to slip out of that knot.
Also, I have a shoe that just collects rocks. I don't know. It's amazing. I don't know how it happens. Here's one on the OCD tip. Each armpit gets the same number of deodorant swipes. I do 6 swipes on my left pit. Then the right one also gets 6 swipes. If I happen to do 5, then only 5 on the other.
That makes sense.
So
I'm using
swipes.
a spray, so I just kind of guess it.
Okay.
Right. But you probably average the time. Now, 35 seconds on this side, 2 on this.
Right, like I don't count. I just go,
All right.
all right.
This was pretty good. When you meet someone for the first time, you cannot swear in front of them until they swear in front of you first.
Yep.
Once they swear, go wild, swear as much as you want.
Well, I'll cuss.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, but sometimes I've done it, and you can see the person's look in their eye like, I shouldn't have cussed in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But I'm going to throw it out there, and clearly if it bugs them, then I'll dial back, but I'm still going to be me, you know. You could be you, I'm going to be me. That is fair.
I will say, I have noticed over the years, like I have some people in my life, like it's almost impressive how they can work the F word in so much.
To everything.
And it's not, like, I don't even think they're trying.
No.
But it's just like, hey, Jesus, man. Easy.
Right. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, you can turn it off when you need to. If you do that. Which, we're doing right now. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you're not allowed to look at the time. If you know what time it is, you'll get anxious and you will not fall back asleep.
Yes. I do not look at the time, yeah.
That's a good call. Well, what about when you fall asleep and it's only 2 a.m.? It's like, I still got plenty of time.
I mean, there's that, but other times I'm thinking that, right? Especially in the winter, right? Because it's darker longer. So in your mind, I go, it's probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, it is 7:30. I have to go. And now it just sucks.
The winter time does suck.
But I do remember that there was actually some specific study that went out there and said if you've got one of those little, glowy light clocks that you can see what time it is in the middle of the night that's facing your bed, don't do that.
We do not have one of those. You can look at your phone if you care that much. We have an analog clock, but frankly, at night when the lights are out, like, I know it's there, but I can't see what time it is.
Have you ever dated the person that waits to the very last second to get off the couch to use the bathroom because they have to pee?
Yeah.
They start complaining about, talking about, like, I've been holding this pee in for 40 minutes. Why? Why? Well, get up. So in the middle of the night,
I'm comfy.
I make sure that if I have to pee, then I get up and do it right then. Because if not, I will have a hard time getting back to sleep. And all I'll think about is the fact that I still need to pee.
And then I'll get up later.
And pee.
To pee. I do have a hard, fast rule on that. And I just apply it to myself. But it is if you're going to think about it, do it.
Okay.
Because I have so many people, I'm going to do this, I want to do this. But, like, it goes on for weeks. And you're like, Jesus Christ. And I realize that for myself personally, I feel much better saying this is what I did and being done. And then I can answer, as opposed to saying for months on end, I'm going to do blank. Because it drives me crazy. Like, just do it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
This is a good one. I do this subconsciously, never even thought about it. But when you're eating, okay, no matter what you like on the plate, how many combinations of things you have, you save the best bite for the last bite.
Always.
So in other words, if I'm having a pot pie, I know it's gourmet, but I love the crust, the crispy crust on top, and I will save that as like the last couple of bites.
All right.
If I have a piece of pizza, I will eat the crust first before I eat that last good, juicy bite of pepperoni and cheese and sauce. Like, I'll eat around it.
Depends how good the pizza is.
I try to leave a little bit of the pizza and sauce left
for that last crust
so you
bite.
can fold it to the crust, so the crust
Boom.
has some sauce.
I'm right there with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
More of the Random Question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch. Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you feel like a...
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9, a 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Random question, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Kyle. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hello, Kyle.
Hello.
Hola.
Kyle, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, Kyle. Think you can answer this one.
My wife said free time.
What's that, Kyle?
My wife said the answer is free time.
Your wife said to answer what now?
Free time.
3 times?
3 times.
Okay, answer it 3 times. What song or band would keep you away? What song or band would keep you from going to see him?
What was that?
I said, what song or band would keep you from going to see them?
Eagles.
The Eagles.
The
wow.
Eagles.
All right, you're going to lean on that,
Jesus,
huh? Okay.
good.
All right. That is that's not an uncommon answer.
Do people really hate the Eagles, or is that made more popular because of Big
Lebowski.
Big Lebowski.
I mean, obviously that made it more popular, but I think some people legitimately hate the Eagles. And then, depending how old you are, they got played a lot on the radio. So if you did not like the Eagles, it was probably just made worse by the fact you could not escape it. You know, it's like Smooth from Rob Thomas. It's not a bad song, but when you hear it 4 times an hour, every hour, I mean, for months on end, you're like, F this guy, F Carlos Santana.
Look, I bet the concert's great. People have said their show at the Sphere is wonderful. Is it the Grateful Dead level? I don't know.
But everyone's show at the Sphere is good. Would they be good on stage? Like, take the Sphere out of it, now put them on stage. Because I've seen some very boring bands on stage. I get the feeling if you put them at the Sphere, I'm going to be like,
well, everyone says,
right.
you know, you can go see the Dead and Company, but at the Sphere, people said it was a life-changing experience. So if I'm going to see the Eagles and I just see them normally, it's going to be okay. But maybe if I see them at the Sphere, it's like, okay, this was worth it.
I mean, I'd go see the Eagles at the Gorge. I like the Eagles. I'd go see them at the baseball stadium. But I also, has somebody that's been to the Sphere twice. Anything you put on there is going to be awesome.
Who's the worst artist you'd be willing to see at the Sphere? And not Lou Bega, but Mambo Number 5, because we don't know his body of work.
You have to be
Lou
Bega,
Bega,
but you still need to be at that level.
Sure, but
they
take
could
any
do,
band, hypothetically, just a band you don't like. Like, I hate
I'll
Poison.
pick one for both of
I do.
us.
I really do. I dislike
What
Poison.
about Madonna? I don't care for Madonna, but if they said, Thrill and Ted, here's 2 tickets, I'd be like, we're going.
You know what? God, I hate to say it because I truly hate her so much. Yes, I would go to the freaking Sphere to see Madonna if you gave me tickets.
I would go see a hair metal festival. I don't need to see, like, one band's great. I want to see when the Sphere does, like, okay, they're going to open up with Firehouse, and then Slaughter's going to play next. And then, you know, bands like that, Skid Row maybe takes the stage, and then you end the night with, I don't know,
maybe
Motley Crue or some crap, right?
Okay, Crue, yes. I know this sounds bad.
But just see, like, a bunch of different bands, still in the Sphere.
Slaughter,
Still do the
no.
crap.
I mean, I think
I would
of those,
see Crocus before I see Slaughter.
All right.
I think some of those older bands,
like a cruise ship, you know. Say.
Like when I saw like Nas and the Wu-Tang Clan together, like they kind of kept switching off, which I like. I think Mike saw somebody. Was it a boy band or something? And they kept kind of switching with the other guys.
Oh, yeah, that was New Kids on the Block, and there was Tiffany was there, Salt and Pepper was there.
So same thing. Like I don't know that I'd go see one of these people individually, but they all do it together, and they'll just do like 2 or 3, and then be like, "All right, you're on now."
Bill
Right.
Viv DeVoe, Bobby Brown, everybody gets together and does.
Sure. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It was the
Keith
mixtape
Sweat,
tour,
whatever.
The mixtape
tour. So yeah, exactly.
All right, makes
New
sense.
Kids started the show with like 2 songs, then they just duck out, and then somebody else comes out and does a couple songs.
So you're right. If you had like a hair metal and just bring all those bands back, who we're not essing on them, but they only had one. They had one big
White
hit.
Lion.
You might know another one. I mean, look, I like that band. I throw Alien Ant Farm in there, right? Not hair metal, but like I like their second song. But you're right. If you said, "Hey, watch all 5 of them," they're only going to play 10 songs.
They're going to play 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
something like that.
Game on.
Still would not see Poison.
Well, but they're 2 hours deep in material, though.
Right. I could even
I'm
at
sure,
the Sphere.
I'm sure.
Like
Tesla, one of those bands.
I'd watch Tesla. I could watch Tesla not at the Sphere.
Yeah,
now, if Poison were part of the Miles Montgomery hair metal experience, and you could promise me no more than 3 songs, and I know what one of them's going to be. Actually, you know, honestly,
like Stephen Piercy's Rat or whatever.
I'd go see them.
I would go see that too
at the Sphere.
Yeah, and just have like 5 of those, 6 of those. I'm in. Reason we asked what song or band would keep you away. A barbershop in downtown L.A. has been blasting the toddler favorite Baby Shark to deter homeless individuals from setting up camp outside the business. Shalom Stiles, who is the CEO and founder of Stiles Barber Lounge, talked with the television station explaining his ongoing effort to protect his shop and keep his customers safe and as comfortable as possible. I've been making sure since I came to the street, there's no homeless, there's no tents, and if I see something, I'm going to clean it up. I'll see cracked glass on the corners because they're cracking windows sometimes, but on my street, they're not, and I do have surveillance. He explained that another effort he's put in place with the help of property management includes security cameras that make a noise alert anytime there is motion nearby. So if people are walking just back and forth, whatever, nothing's going to happen. But if you're loitering, the cameras will beep. And the camera sound isn't loud enough. There's cars going by at all hours of the day, also not loud enough. So the speaker, believe it or not, playing Baby Shark, it's going to make everybody move. I've seen it. In a recent encounter, Stiles said he had to tell a naked woman to leave after he found her sitting unclothed on the bench outside his business. It was bad. It was an eyesore. She started screaming at the top of her lungs. She kicked off her shoes. She threw them at me. Screamed for probably 10 minutes. Stiles said that police and other city efforts have not helped, but that he hopes that the city will try a little bit harder. We can't have the encampment grow here. It's annoying for them to do what they're doing to the business, so I'd rather just be annoyed. Listen to Baby Shark.
Yeah, Baby Shark, that stuff. And I did some comparisons. So whatever the chick's name was, singing Hope something. I don't remember. So everyone's like, dude, cut her some slack. She was 10 years old. She sang Baby Shark. And I go, all right. So now I Google the Cars for Kids, all right? Now, on average, they're anywhere from 8 to 10 years old. Same age as the girl that sings Baby Shark. There was no backup for them, right? So the girl that sang Baby Shark, people are like, look, it's not a good song. She was a little girl, cut her slack, get her off her back.
Yeah.
Cars for Kids are like, F those kids, every one of them, even though and there's been an update to it, believe it or not. So the most recent update, that's the one we see currently, that was in 2020. The first one was in 2005 or something like that, and they had to replace the kids eventually. But there's zero sympathy for any of those kids. And I'm like, come on, man. They were the same age. Like, doesn't matter. That jingle is more annoying to people than Baby Shark. And that is
well, if you're in jail, you might call them. We talked about this before. Like, how many numbers do you really know? You might know one or two.
877 Cars for Kids.
You're like, hello, Cars for Kids. I am incarcerated.
I don't have my cell phone. I don't know
you're the only number I know.
What is Empire Carpet?
588 2 something 100
237 or 2300?
Empire 2300.
2300
800 588 2300.
All right, who else's jingle do we know?
Pierre Money Mart 800 855
1-800 DUI away.
800 DUI away.
When things start getting stinky, call Pinky.
Call Pinky, right?
Yeah.
I guess I call DUI away even if it's not a DUI because they'd be like, "Sir, we don't cover this." Like, I understand that, but again, because of your jingle, you're one of 4 phone numbers I know, and you are lawyers. Can you put me in touch?
Right, I got involved in a domestic. My bad.
Right, sorry. Help me out, man.
You know what? That's not a bad call. We'd have to talk to that guy, but I wonder if you were like, it's not a DUI. I need a bail bondsman. Just call somebody.
I don't have a cell phone, man. Nobody knows anyone's
But they
number.
let you do it now.
You can't actually use your cell
I'm
phone.
almost positive they have changed those rules because you're right. Nobody knows.
No, like I said, if it's not in a jingle, I don't know. Cars for Kids are probably, Jesus Christ, another incarcerated person is calling.
I still tell you, the worst thing, when I got arrested, one of the worst things is you don't realize until you make that collect call. And it says, you've got a collect call from an inmate at the Baltimore County or Baltimore City Jail named Ted.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's like, wow.
Yes.
We have to put that at the beginning? You couldn't just say collect call?
They do. They say from where, because because they understand you're making a judgment call already.
Yeah.
And if it's not Ted or some immediate family member, like, there's no chance I'm taking.
How else would you make a collect call? Can you call 0 and call an operator and you're like, I need to make a collect call?
I mean, this was 02, so I guess you
But I
still
mean,
could?
even like if I had a cell phone, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know how I could make it. Do you have to go to a phone booth?
Yeah, do you have to be at a payphone to do this? Or like what kind of phone?
And even then, how did it work? It was what? You call the operator, you dial 0.
Like you got a phone or not. You're paying
Say
for the
your
bill. You're not
name.
paying long distance anymore. So why does it matter?
But I remember you had to what? Hit 0, explain to the operator you wanted to make a collect call. Then you had to give the operator the number. And then I believe that when they made the collect call on your behalf, you did not hear the party that answered.
Correct, because they
until after they accepted. So your best thing, because you go, Steve, right? So even if I'm not in jail, I'd be like, Mike, you are getting a collect call from Steve. Do you accept the charges? I can't hear what you're going to say because you might mutter like, that mother effer.
Also, you got to give your payment information.
Right.
So that's another part of that. The person who's getting the call, they got to pay for that as soon as you call. So they need to get all that crap or figure out what your bill is or what all.
I discovered collect calls were infinitely more than any normal phone call. I did not know this, but I will not say which uncle. Looking back, I'm not surprised, but a collect call from my uncle. And when I'm a kid, I'm just like, oh, man, I haven't talked to so-and-so in a hot minute, right? So we get on the phone. He talks to me. He's trying to be cool. He did seem a little stressed, but again, I'm maybe 9 or 10 years old. So finally I called down to my dad. I'm like, hey, your brother's on the phone. And I can't see my mother, but I can see my father look in her direction with a look that says, why the F is he calling? But he does not express this to me.
Okay.
Walks down the hall, picks up the phone. When they start talking, my dad kind of shoos me away, just like, get out of the room. Still don't know what the conversation was. About 10 minutes later, he walks down to my bedroom. He's like, Steve, when the phone rang, what did you hear? I said, the operator was on there and said, hey, man, your brother collect calls. So I just said, yeah. And he's like, okay, one, don't. If it is not me, your mother, or your brother, do not accept. He goes, do you know how much I call? I have no idea. He explained it. He goes, second of all, if this particular uncle ever calls again and it's a collect call, do not accept the charges. It's like, I just paid extra money to listen to nonsense. And he knew I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my bad. And I would say in the next 7 years that I still lived at home, this particular uncle probably made 3 more calls that I'm aware of that were collect, and it's weird.
He wasn't in jail. He just needed to talk to your brother, or his brother.
His brother, my father. Yeah, I don't know entirely, man. But either way, the situation was never good. But then, I'm a little bit older, and you get this. It's a collect call. I almost said his name. Collect call from your uncle. And you feel bad. I'm like, no, man. And operators don't care. They're like, okay, we have to check. Click. That was bad. So I tell my father, like, hey, man, your brother called earlier. Did he call collect? Yeah, God damn it. Did you accept the charge? No. He told me and I'm young.
Yep. Did you ever try to get in where you were in a collect call, like where it stops for your name?
What do you mean?
Be like, Ted, school. Or Ted at St. Joe's. Like just if somebody forgot to pick you up or something.
Oh, yeah. That way they don't have to pay for the charges.
Correct.
That's what they used to do. I told you, man. That's how people from the jail would call me at night and get the requests on. Collect call from the Monongahela County Jail from Leonard Skinner. Do you accept the charges?
Yeah.
Every one of them knew that game. I mean, they would call me 4 or 5 times a night. Different guys. And say, Led Zeppelin.
Well, at least you got a captive audience.
No, I'm not taking that. I'm playing Led Zeppelin.
I'm with you, though, Ted. That's how I got home from school after, like, sports or band after school or whatnot. Before the days of cell phones, like, just 1-800-COLLECT, state your name. Mike, ready to come home?
Mike, ready to come
home.
home.
And then as soon as they declined the charges, I knew that they were on their way.
Yeah, that's...
Right, like I can't get as an adult, I'm not mad at my mom or whatever, but like she was working, whatever.
Sure, you forget
the schedules, or maybe my brother was. Sometimes you just be sitting there at school, they'd be like, "All right, you got to call somebody. Like we're not taking you in."
Ted at school.
Yeah.
Hello, Ken. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
Ken, welcome to the program. Brandon, question. What do we have for you?
Sure.
All right, Ken.
First of all, I got to tell Ted something here. Last time I was on this program, he asked me what I would like to do before I croaked, right? And I thought there was not much I'd really like to do. I'm 72. But there is one thing I sure wished I would have told you, and that would have been to be watching a live F1 race.
Oh yeah.
Really?
That's not a bad call.
Heck yeah. I'd give damn near anything, to go see one. But I have never had the opportunity, so I just watch it on TV. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll watch it anyway.
Yeah.
What's the most affordable one in North America?
Probably Austin. Because Vegas and Miami are like, everybody just wants to go.
Sucks.
Yeah, they just want to go, so they want to go. But Austin is on a track, right? What's it? The Track of Americas, whatever, COTA. But that's a little more, you got to get down there. But as far as ticket prices and if you go, you can walk around and change your seat. Like when we were in Vegas, you couldn't leave sections.
Right. Okay.
All right.
All right, let's go with this random question. In your lifetime, you said you were 72 years old?
Yes.
How many different times have you moved? Whether it's in different towns, or if you can recollect how many apartments you've had along the way, or how many different times have you moved?
Right now, at least 7.
Okay. Same place, same town.
Well, first, I'm originally from North Dakota, and I moved down here in 1986 because I was sick and tired of winter, and my wife's sister and husband lives here, and they told us to move down here. There's lots of jobs, and sure enough, there was. It was good pay and everything down here, but I love Missouri, and I've moved about 3 times down here also.
Yeah, so you're in Missouri right now?
Yeah, I live out in the sticks, right on top of the hill, and there's a severe thunderstorm roaring with tornadoes out right now.
Oh, yeah. You guys are getting it right now.
Yeah, and I'm on top of the hill, and the only thing taller than my house is a big old oak tree.
Well, hopefully that'll get hit by lightning.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yes,
Every time one comes this way, it's the same deal. But, no, I'm ready for your question, you guys. I'm ready to tackle this.
All right. Well, we just asked it. How many times have you moved in your lifetime?
Well, yeah, about 7, but I
Okay.
think, I can't tell you anything else after that, so.
All right, 7 times. I just did a quick count, and at least 23 times.
23.
23.
That fast.
You said it includes apartment. Well, even when we moved around a lot as a kid, but even when we got to Baltimore, I'm 14, but we lived, before I moved out of my parents' house, which obviously adds to my grand total, but we lived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lived in 5 different houses with them alone. And then they moved away from a 6th house that I never lived in because I'd already moved out of the house. So that's just with my parents in one city. But we lived in Rochester. We lived in Denver. We moved back to Rochester. They were in Northern Virginia. They were in D.C. I've been to New Orleans. I've been to Seattle, 24 times. So I'm in my 1 to 4th place now.
Okay.
Which should be the final because we had the crappy apartment when we first got here. Then we all got our own places. I was in Belltown. Then my wife and I bought a house in Greenwood, and now we have the house in North Seattle.
I'm just thinking of towns. So
towns? Jesus.
Huntington, West Virginia. New Martinsville, West Virginia. Detroit, Michigan. Morgantown, West Virginia. Frederick, Maryland. Hagerstown, Maryland. Severna Park. Baltimore. Seattle. So 9. Nine different towns.
So I was D.C., a place called Dale City, which is super close to D.C., Baltimore, Rochester, Denver, Rochester again, which I won't count, New Orleans, Seattle, yeah.
Okay.
7 different cities.
I started in Bonnie Lake, moved to Enumclaw when I was 5, and then I got to Issaquah, down to Sumner, and then over to Tacoma for a handful of different moves.
All right, so
I moved the most in Seattle. But, I grew up College Park, lived with my mom for a little bit in Silver Spring, Baltimore, Towson, and then First Hill, Capitol Hill, Belltown, First Hill, Capitol Hill, North Seattle.
Wow. Get it done. Reese, we asked how many times have you moved? They say, are you feeling uninspired? Start packing. The solution may be somewhere else, as Ohio State researchers with a new study say that Nobel Award-winning scientists who move more frequently or worked in multiple locations began their prize-winning research significantly earlier than those who stayed in one place for most of their lives or early on. So they used data from Nobel winners in chemistry, medicine, physics from 1901 until 2003. What they found was the people who moved around basically started the work that was more substantial earlier on and continued to do more things throughout the course of their lifetime.
I can believe that.
So the co-author of the study and an economics professor said the reason for the creative boost largely stems from exposure to diverse ideas and collaborations with different working environments, with different coworkers in different locations, and it keeps the brain fresh. Going off into a completely different environment or a new context helps creative people think in new ways. You are more likely to come up with that new great idea if you move around, meet new people, and have new experiences and encounter new ways of thinking. So that really shouldn't come as much of a shock. More of the random question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity-miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex. If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Your guess is as good as mine. Coming up at 4:30, your categories today. That would be the best barbecue cities in America as we get set for the 3-day Memorial Day weekend, which should include a little barbecue. And we have the greatest rock guitarist of all times. And it's coming up at 4:30, right after emails on our random question. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jess. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Jess. Oh, let's see here. Okay. You can do this one, Jess. Maybe it's geographical. Maybe it's that place you love closed down. What did you like that you cannot get anymore? What did you used to like that you can't get anymore?
Well, I don't know if this is on the menu, but I grew up in Renton, Washington, and, I live in Utah now, which completely sucks. But there was this place called Never mind. Sorry, I smoked a little bit of. Anyway, the point is, this place, it basically has the best teriyaki I've ever had in my entire life, and I've tried to recreate it, and it's kind of one of those things, like you go somewhere else and you think it'll taste the same, but it doesn't.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Jess. I've been all around the United States of America, and the only place I've ever seen teriyaki is here.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is the teriyaki scene like in Utah?
Well, questionable at best, I guess. It's actually not bad. There's a couple of buffets. There's one in, it's like a little north of Bountiful, and it's a buffet, and it's like this really sweet old couple that own a place, and you go there, it's never busy, and
that's a
they
good
have
sign.
Everything fresh. It's really good.
It's a good sign.
Never anything
Never
fresh.
busy.
Never busy.
Every time I go in,
just sitting down reading a book.
Yes. Sounds delicious.
I swear to God, teriyaki was new when I moved here.
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
It's not, well, maybe it's grown now. I've been there 20 years. I don't know, but you're right, man. Not only, I had heard teriyaki, but it wasn't something that was plentiful on the East Coast. And then when I moved here, there's teriyaki like there's McDonald's.
Yeah,
it
correct.
It's
wild. Since the time we moved here 20 years, I do miss the Hooters locations around town.
Sure.
There was one in Linwood. There was one in South Lake Union. There was one in Tacoma. You could go get Hooters chicken wings. If I saw a Hooters now, there was one in Portland, I would definitely go.
Sure.
I would do like In-N-Out. It would be one of those things like, okay, look, I know it sounds terrible. I just want to get 6 chicken wings out of this place.
Man, I miss crab cakes and I missed Oysters Rockefeller. Or Clams Casino.
Yep.
That's all.
There's
nothing difficult about it, but the primary ingredient in a crab cake should be crab, not bread.
Yeah.
That's one big thing.
You had In-N-Out this past weekend. How was it?
You know what? It was awesome.
It is good. Yeah.
It is good. I love Dick's. To me, they're kind of equal, but I don't know. There's just something about an In-N-Out burger. It's good.
And they're opening one here in a couple months down. Is it Richland or what?
Yeah,
something.
Is it Richland down there? Kind of nearby, more Vancouverish.
Yeah.
So it's a haul.
Not close down.
I mean, Vancouver, right?
It's 2.5 hours easy.
Well, you also kind of forget that they're just in California.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I've been into an In-N-Out that wasn't by an airport or in Oregon, where it's you could just go in there and get a seat.
Yeah, see, In-N-Out doesn't bug me because they don't advertise nationally. Or it's a couple like Checkers. They'll put, and I'm like, that does look good. I would love to try this, whatever it is you're putting out there. There's not one here. Sonic for a while before we actually got Sonics, man.
Chick-fil-A,
right? I mean, for years,
you gotta go to Puyallup.
We love this one. These are the best food. This fast food joint. We're like, cool. They're not here, man.
I mean, Chick-fil-A, to their credit, right? Like, again, they started in Georgia. They always like sponsored, and you see their commercials for ACC football.
Yep.
Locally. And then once they kind of went from being just in balls and everything and having freestanding ones, right, to like moving up to like Virginia and Maryland, I think they just sunk all their money into national advertising, and then the whole country was clamoring.
Because we're waiting for it.
Yeah.
We know you're coming.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more
I
excited.
like what you're saying with the crab cakes. You say, well, you can get a crab cake here. It's not the same as the crab cakes in Baltimore.
No.
It's just not. Like where I grew up in West Virginia, there was this thing that coal miners used to take for lunch called a pepperoni roll.
Yeah.
It's pepperoni with cheese in a roll. Now you might think to yourself, okay, anyone can do that. No one does.
I'd say anyone could do a lot of it.
It's just like if you found garlic knots that were stuffed with pepperoni, that'd be about as close to a pepperoni roll as I could get.
Like a small, sad Hot Pocket is what it looked like.
But
I
no,
to be
it
honest,
makes Hot
though,
Pockets sad.
And look, and it's pepperoni, and they're not reinventing the reel. Like, I grew up close enough there that, like, when you had them, like, we always liked them. But you're right, it's West Virginia, and then my, like, whatever third cousins in PA always had them.
Yeah.
But I saw a food influencer guy. He's like, I'm in West Virginia trying them. And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
I go, I don't know. I guess he's not wrong. It's like
Right.
I took a friend back to Ocean City, and we went to Thrashers on the boardwalk.
the
Now, when
fries.
I was a kid, you'd wait hours. Not hours.
But you would wait.
You would
for-
wait
you
30
wait in line.
minutes
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
in line. I should say hours. But right. And my buddy just ate one and goes, yeah, all right, it's a boardwalk fry.
Yes, it's great though. I mean,
he's
I'm
not
right there.
wrong.
Lino's Pizza is another good spot. I will miss Pagliacci Pizza if I ever don't live here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
there-
solid.
There's all kinds of good stuff. Oh, the reason we asked, what did you like
Can
that
we
you can't
just
get
admit,
anymore?
by the way, I don't mean to cut you off, but can we just admit that, like, pizza's ours now? Suck it, Italy.
I think even Italy would tell you that.
Yeah, because
They're like,
theirs
look,
is
man.
completely different. It's on that focaccia.
But even when we were there, you know, and we were eating, and look, it's very good, but it is very different, you know. But they're kind of like, dude, you guys own it now. Like, look, the pizza we offer in Italy, that is what we have. And we kind of stopped. Like, you guys have reinvented it 10,000 times. Stuffed crust, all this
Tavern
kind of
style
like,
Chicago.
yeah.
You got deep dish
Exactly.
Chicago. You got Detroit style pizza. You got New York style pizza. You got
And they're like,
St.
dude,
Louis style pizza.
we just have our pizza.
Yeah.
And it's good, but they're like, that's it. And you guys went absolutely
man,
apex.
I'm really digging the Detroit style now because it's like deep dish, but seemingly
Yeah.
lighter, but crunchier. It's not as heavy as
See,
like
and like
as
when
a
I
personal
grew
kind of
up,
pizza.
a lot of places, like we went to a place called Hilario's, and they had round pizzas, and then they had Sicilian, which was like
thick, square.
But I didn't like it because you're right, it was so bready.
I forgot about the Sicilian pizza. That was huge.
That was
for a
right. That
while.
was everywhere you went.
Dino's got a tomato pie. It's kind of like that.
Right, but Dino's there's this tomato pie, so it's not as thick,
Right.
and every corner is burnt, which is good. It's cheese like that. That's
Should
one
be
of my
like
best
that.
slices in town.
Yep. Raise asked, what did you like that you can't get anymore? They say, although there were some folks who once considered it a lesser deli meat, guess what is now all the rage? As far as like, remember what?
Don't say baloney.
Baloney.
Come on.
Yes.
I told you that's why I made it the other day.
Some stylish restaurants like New Orleans' Turkey and the Wolf even serve gourmet bologna sandwiches. Still, the idea that someone might take the enormous risk of smuggling the processed pink lunch meat over the border from Mexico seems outlandish, but despite the fact that it's against the law to do it, U.S. Customs and Border Protection this year alone has confiscated hundreds of pounds of bologna from smugglers. So international travelers should take note before trying to slip some into their luggage. Now, why is bringing Mexican bologna into the U.S. illegal?
That's the question.
Pork products from foreign countries affected by certain animal diseases, they're prohibited from entering the states to protect American livestock from the spread of illnesses like swine fever or foot and mouth disease, which inhibits
Swine fever.
hooved animals from putting on weight or producing milk. Outbreaks of this nature can have disastrous consequences for the animal's health and the food supply and the economy and everything else. So for that reason, folks caught bringing banned bologna over the border could be slapped with a fine of $10,000.
Damn.
Now, if you've been racking your brain and cannot seem to imagine why in the hell would you risk $10,000 for a log of bologna?
Good question.
There are several reasons people are trying to get bologna over the border. Now, despite the legal implications, for one, it is far less expensive in Mexico. It's a tenth of the price. So
That's true of anything.
9-pound rolls of bologna cost $15. Here, they're $120.
Yeah.
So that makes the resale value for bulk bologna pretty astronomical. Not only is it cheaper, many people think the bologna made in Mexico tastes a hell of a lot better. And this comes down to a major difference in the composition of the deli meat. American bologna has on several occasions been deemed mystery meat. However, the truth about bologna here in the United States is that it can contain a combination of finely ground meats, including beef, pork, chicken, or turkey. On the other hand, Mexican bologna, straight pork. And they say that gives it more of a slightly sweet yet savory flavor.
All right.
But it comes across more like a ham roll, I guess.
See, I meant to try
pork roll?
some when I was there, but I didn't.
If it tastes like pork roll, I'd get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And bologna's just massive. Like in the South, like people just get full bologna like logs.
Oh yeah,
and like smoke them or grill them, and they'll put spices on them and everything.
Is that why you bought the bologna to make bologna sandwiches the other week? Because you like.
Right, I keep seeing all these dudes. I follow a lot of like food creators in the South, and they're always like, one of my favorite sandwiches. So I thought it would fry up closer to pork roll, and then I ate it, and I went, still tastes like bologna.
Right. So are they cutting their own bologna when they're grilling it, or they just getting like off
they
their
go
mind?
by, and I don't know if they're getting something different. I just went and got standard bologna.
Right.
From the deli or in a package?
In a package.
Okay. All right. Could you go to the deli and say, like, can I get my bologna, like, fourth of an inch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Half inch. Only the finest.
Yeah, they got it, man. No cover for it.
Yeah.
And it tastes better. It still tastes like bologna, but it tastes a lot better
Grill
than
it
the
up.
packaged stuff. Yeah. Hello, Bub. Welcome to the men's room.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex. If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app, and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet, and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
Hello, Bob.
Bob, are you there?
Come here, stop, bitches.
Hola.
Stop, bitches.
Okay. Let's go with this one. Whether you knew it or not, what would you say is the most dangerous thing that you've ever held or had in your hands? The most dangerous thing.
Damn. Machine gun.
Yeah,
You had a machine gun. Okay.
You're in the military, I'm guessing?
Yeah, OC-31 machine gunner, yeah.
What else were you able to shoot while you were in the military?
Everything.
And that was the most dangerous, you would think.
That was just more rules of engagement to a reason. It's not most dangerous, but you would, and pistol, probably.
Sure.
most dangerous for certain reasons, but you have to engage a certain way for a machine gun.
What could do the most
So it's
damage against a machine gun? How about like, have you ever thrown a grenade or used a rocket launcher or any of that?
We had to shoot those and our stuff, but we threw grenades. I've never personally thrown a real grenade, but just in our boot camp stuff.
All right. So when you say like a machine gun, does that mean like for like your
MT-40 Bravo.
for like your like unit or like what do you shoot?
No, I wasn't. No, so that's what we had to shoot. The most dangerous thing I've ever shot. That's it.
All right. I guess I'm just asking, like, are you the cool guy with the saw as opposed to just an M16?
No, it's not a saw. It's bigger than a saw.
All right, we're not military people, so
Yeah, so we don't know.
I'm trying to get to what the hell you were shooting. I don't know.
So pretty much the saw is a 5.56 round. The machine gun that I'm talking about is a 7.62 that does the same thing as the saw does, but it's a bigger round.
All right.
Okay, bigger round.
Okay. Trying to think of the most dangerous thing I've had in my hands. As far as what could do damage.
I shot a 50 cal one time.
Did you?
Did you shoot a 50 cal?
Went down to Las Vegas for my brother-in-law's 30th
Yep,
birthday.
I know the place.
Yeah, we went in there. The wife shot it, and I shot it as well. That thing is wild. Did I ever show you guys that video?
No. I went to I did go to the gun range in Vegas, so everything I shot was certainly dangerous. And they kept explaining as you're going along, this is more dangerous than the last one. I'm like, right, but I'm still firing that way. I mean, one thing if I'm shooting at people, I get it. But it's probably the most, actually, growing up, man, Mercury.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, play with
Right.
Mercury is
Just play
definitely
with
wrong.
everybody.
You don't realize you did that, but you did.
Yeah, you did know.
Man, I tell you what, just an old chainsaw with a really loose chain, and it was rusty, and I was firing it up for the first time.
With a rusty chain, too, Miles?
Well, as a kid, you could do certain things and tighten stuff up, but the skill level needed was not worthy of the instrument that you're using.
Right.
So it's not that I couldn't do it or didn't have a pretty good idea, but it'd be like me packing a parachute right now. It's just
You pack your own.
yeah. I
That's
can,
what
I can Google it. Boy, oh boy, that would be a real
Okay,
bad
real
idea.
quick. Nobody here, none of us can look at directions for packing a parachute.
I'm not jumping out of a plane if you pack the damn parachute.
Whose skill level would you trust the most on this? I'm going with Mike. I just feel like, all right, as far as probably didn't cut corners, even if you got frustrated, I feel like you'd
This
still put
is
in the
life
effort.
or death.
Exactly. That's why I'm picking Mike.
You're not having an extra screw after IKEA furniture. This is a parachute.
That's what I'm saying. Who would
Mike.
you pick? You got to grab one.
Hands
I'm going
down.
Mike.
Ah, man.
I'll take me, too.
Yeah. I'm taking me. I'm going to take myself.
All right, Life Scout. I'll take it.
Damn.
You know what that means? I live.
That's right.
I mean, I screwed up something. Last week, and one of my friends goes, "It's pretty cut and dry. How did you screw that up?" I go, "You're right. I am just a freaking idiot and did not read a direction."
Damn.
And just
What was it?
It was like taking the cap off something. Somehow I thought it worked with the cap on, and they're like, "No, it's not working at all."
Okay.
Like, you're just kind of faking it. And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So you're right. If I had to pack that parachute, I don't
would
trust
not
myself.
jump with my own parachute. There's no.
I wouldn't jump with mine.
It's going to kill somebody.
Mandolin's not going to kill you, but that's dangerous as hell to have in your hand.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of the stuff.
Yeah,
that
we got to like the first guy was right, but we got to take guns out of it because that would be for
That's
everybody.
obvious, right? Yeah, I don't know, man.
Probably Roman candle to some degree. I've had one of those
Sure.
blow up in my hands.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah,
I haven't had to blow up, but yeah, we've all held that kind of crap.
Fireworks are probably a good call.
Have you ever found out later that you were holding something? Like fireworks, you have a general idea, even as a kid, like get this out of your hand before it blows up. Whatever is really your parents are like, hey, that thing in your hand, put it down. We'll answer quite, put it down.
I mean, I guess it counts as my hand. I don't remember it, but apparently when I was a little kid, there was a mean giant German Shepherd in our backyard that I was hugging, but everybody was too afraid to go out and talk to the dog.
Ooh.
So they just kind of waited till the dog
To see if
left.
the dog was going to eat you first.
I know.
Well, they seemed like the dog liked me because it was like licking me and I was hugging it, but every time they came outside, it would viciously bark and growl at them. So the way the story's been told to me over the years is that like there's like 3 or 4 minutes where it's just like, well, we can't go out there. I think he's fine.
I think.
We got to wait for that dog to leave.
But
Damn.
they're still sketchy.
Yeah. That's
Correct.
why
So
they're
I guess
watching.
technically that would have been one of the most dangerous things I've had.
You
a
don't
hold
want to
of.
spook the dog.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
To attack you.
And you think the dog knows, or maybe the dog's like, all right, it's a kid.
Yes.
Just like it.
definitely,
Some level.
definitely.
Like, this kid's cool.
Reason asked whether you knew it or not, what is the most dangerous thing you've had in your hands? A school had to be evacuated, and Army bomb disposal experts were called after a kid brought a hand grenade to show and tell assembly. The youngster unexpectedly had a World War II explosive, and he brought it to a school in England. The teacher said that she was unsure if the grenade was live, so she took it from the boy and placed it behind a substantial tree in the school's park while the emergency services were called. Now, Army experts, they later established the grenade was safe, but police praised the quick-thinking staff. It was quite an eventful assembly. It was going fine. There was a boy. He brought an old bullet case in, which I knew about. Then his friend produced a hand grenade out of his pocket. That I was not expecting.
Surprise!
And then we have the story of the Aussie boy who, Jesus, made the innocent mistake that could have cost him his life. And his parents are now warning not to pick up shells on beaches. Benjamin Tolley, he's 9. He was snorkeling with his father in Western Australia and had been collecting shells in the water when suddenly out crawled a blue-ringed octopus onto their towel. He was carrying it around in his hand for, he reckons, about 20 minutes while we were in the water. Then we get out to show the girls, my wife and my daughter, and the dad says, we put the shells on a towel, went back into the water. My daughter, who's 11, she was sunbathing and looked down and saw the octopus crawling out of the shell toward her. Now, just so you know, the venom of a blue-ringed octopus is known to be 1,000 times more powerful than cyanide.
Jesus.
Capable of killing up to 26 adult humans.
And they are not big.
No, they're tiny.
No. The species uses extremely powerful venom to kill its prey, including crabs and small fish. A single bite from a blue-ringed octopus is enough to paralyze a human within a minute and can often lead to death. So people are advised to stay clear of these at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, didn't that happen last year or 2 years ago?
Like
too?
the kid had it in their hand.
Right, it was some gal that was out on the beach was just like, look at this cool octopus I found, and everybody
Didn't she shoot a
freaked
video,
out.
I believe?
Yes.
Like, look at this, everyone, and all the voices around her like, put it down!
Well, his daughter's 11. She came running down to the dad like she had seen a shark, he said. So we all hopped out, and she told us an octopus was coming out of its shell. And then my son, who'd been holding it, started freaking out as well. We stay in Australia, as an 11-year-old girl is lucky to be alive after unknowingly playing with one of the deadliest snakes on Earth. The clip of her potentially fatal playdate currently going viral as snake experts warn the public about the perils of handling the reptile. A man was called in to remove it. He is known in the area as
the snake guy.
Stewie the snake catcher.
Stewie. Hey, Stu.
So it goes Stewie.
He was sent a video by his girl's grandparent, who didn't know what the snake was and wanted the reptile enthusiast just to identify it. So they'd reportedly been on a walk in a suburb in a housing development where they saw the highly venomous species that is responsible, by the way, for the most snakebite fatalities in Australia. Unfortunately,
that's saying something in Australia.
Yeah.
The kid thought it was a garter snake. So in the accompanying footage, she can be seen with the venomous reptile entwined around her fingers like a pet snake. Here's the garter snake, she explained as the dangerous serpent slithers lazily around her fingers. Now, fortunately, the critter did not bite her during the encounter. They say that's extremely fortunate, as these eastern browns kill about 58 people a year from their venom.
Damn, it's more than 1 a week. She thought it was a garter snake.
Yeah. And there was one story out of India. I had this too. Did you guys see that king cobra that crawled into the school?
No.
15 feet in length. Now, when this thing got up, it was as tall as a 6-foot man.
That thing could stand up 6 feet.
6 feet tall. It did not want to leave the school.
It's mine now.
By the way,
I'm here for my education.
The king cobra, which can get up to 20 feet long, also can run at speeds or reach speeds.
That's a run.
Of about
I got legs too, bitch.
About 14 miles an hour.
Damn.
So they run about a 6.5 40.
Okay.
Which is pretty fast. So not only are they dangerous as hell, but they're pretty fast. And they are incredibly deadly. and could be 20 feet long. Could you imagine a snake looking you in the eyes?
And then chasing you.
Jesus Christ.
You're in for it now.
Your guess is as good as mine. Count up the categories today, the greatest guitarists of all times and great barbecue cities. Plus, we've got your emails on the way from the men's room at KISW.com next.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
By the way, everybody, on Friday night, El Corazon, they're doing a little benefit show for our own Kevin Deers.
Yeah, man.
Starting at 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bands all together.
All right.
Doors open at 8 o'clock. All the money's going to go to Kevin's family.
Good.
And you can pick up tickets now at KISW.com, and I'm assuming the door as well.
I would think so. I'll tell you what, people have been very kind over the weekend at various points. People that I did not know knew what I did. Talking to this one guy, we're sitting at the bar about 10 minutes in. He's like, hey, man, by the way, just condolences for your coworker. Look, it is very appreciated. I was very touched by people offering that.
Doors open at 7. And the show starts at 8. That is Friday night. Hopefully, we'll see you down there.
Yeah,
Should be
man.
very
Come on down.
Very positive night. We're going to have a good time. So hopefully, we'll see you down at El Corazon. All details, KISW.com, tickets and all that stuff there, too. Okay, your guess is as good as mine. Coming up, but first time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Jump right into the birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Trying to get you there.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Guys, my bride has a birthday today. Her name is Courtney.
My bride.
But she goes by Corky. You guys, you card. Would you please give her a D that she's going to get? And the captain's with some dirty talk, dirty as possible. Thanks, guys. That from Jaybird.
She wants a D, and she's going to get one.
Ooh, well, ahoy there, and happy birthday, Corky. You want the old Capitan to talk dirty to him, but let's face it, your husband's listening, and it might get a little uncomfortable, so I'm going to speak to you in breakfast cereal code, okay? So for your birthday tonight, maybe you lay some honey smacks on my Lucky Charms, and then turn a few tricks on my grape nuts, and I'll spray you with cream of wheat. Crunch berries.
Jesus. Oh, gentlemen, this is the crazy pug lady. Wishing myself a very happy 65th birthday.
Does that mean she's a lady who's also a pug?
She is into pugs.
How is she typing?
That is crazy.
She's a pug lady.
A pug lady.
You mean
half
the shrimp?
pug,
The
half
shrimp-
lady?
Human.
You saying the shrimp fried this rice?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, Tone. Tell me that shrimp.
Crazy pug lady, 65 years old. Can I get you guys talking all over each other about pugs and some dad jokes for Miles? I love you guys. You make my day. That from the lovely Christy.
Christy, I'm
pugs.
saying about pugs, and I can't explain, man. There's something about them that
I don't think they're normal.
They all
I don't
look like
think they're
Nancy
weird.
DeVito, and I do
We
not
made them,
understand
and
why.
now their noses
The
are
only way I
weird.
like one is the
They can't
violin,
breathe.
but otherwise, God, they're loud.
All right,
Somebody, they invented that, correct?
What? A pug?
That's not a normal dog, right?
I don't know. I will say this one side note about pugs. We talked to a guy who used to work in a building, worked for EA Sports or whatever it was, and but they also have zombie games and all this stuff. So he pointed out whatever the particular and very popular zombie game is, when you see the zombies, they're always snarling and making noise. That's how you know you're close. And he said, basically, he has a pet pug. It was sitting on his lap when he's developing this. He's like, I put a microphone in front of my pug's face. That is the sound of the zombies. That's it. A pug.
That's crazy. All right, there, Christy. Got you some dad jokes. Guys, my sex life is kind of like a Ferrari.
Oh, yeah?
I don't have a Ferrari. All right, plug lady, you'll like this one. Which Hawaiian island has the most cats? Which Hawaiian island has the most cats?
Meowie.
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 Yeah. Oh. Now, here's one for you, Ted. This is a turtle joke. So, a naked man goes to a costume party with a girl on his back. I'm a turtle, he exclaims. Then what's on your back? Asks the host. He says, oh, that's Michelle. Michelle. What cheese makes the best adhesive? What cheese makes the best adhesive? Turns out, mozzarella sticks.
All right.
All right.
The inventor of cold and flu syrup has died.
Oh, yeah?
He left such a good an invention, there was no coffin at his funeral. Couple more for you there, Christy. Guys, my niece calls me ankle.
Why?
I call her my niece. Oh, I said, smell this. Does this smell like chloroform to you? Did you know, Ted, if you buy carrots at the store, you must also buy cabbage and onions?
Why?
It's Cole's Law. And one more. What's the difference between a violin and a fiddle? Difference between a violin and a fiddle.
Person?
Having your teeth. All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules. Oh, yeah! That couldn't have been Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver. Oh, yeah? Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch. Just got a new puppy or kitten. Congrats. But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Thank you, let's see here. Let's get a contestant online now for your guess is as good as mine, 206-803-ROCK. In the meantime, a couple extra emails while we get a contestant. Phone stories is the subject. Hola, guys. I work for a local emergency medical agency, and we have a Zoom meeting once a month to review calls and learn from them that are hosted by a local ER doctor. I'll call him Dr. B. I don't want to say his full name. My boss was having trouble getting the Zoom connection, so he sent a group text to a bunch of ER doctors. His phone auto-corrected it to say Dr. Boner. That was fun to hear about. Cheers, bitches. Name is withheld. And one more. Guys, catching up on the podcast here on the Odyssey app. Listening to your Would You Rather with a guy that got lost in Canada and was attacked by wolves. I just want to set the record straight that wolf attacks are very, very rare. In my personal opinion, the guy in Canada was making it up just to add some drama to his story, or was attacked by a lone wolf. Wolves are typically shy and elusive, and they avoid people, and attacks are rare. A study of wolf-human interactions in Alaska and Canada, only 16 cases of wild, healthy wolves biting people were found between 1900 and 2000.
Okay.
So most attacks on people by wolves are by rabid wolves. So when wolves naturally prey, that's pretty scarce. Or when they become normal to being around humans. I know you guys were posting a hypothetical, but in all likelihood, any bear is more likely to mess with you than a wolf. Have a great day, guys. That from Chet.
But the beauty of bears, typically, there's one bear. Thing about wolves, like if you're attacked by one, there's a pack close by.
Right, because they hunt in packs.
Yeah, cool.
I also like that it's very awkward to see them, just prey. It's like, yeah, they only do it when they really need something.
Yeah.
To get down on all fours. God, help me catch that human. I'm hungry.
Time for a little Your Guess is as good as mine. It's an easy game to play. We get a contestant on the line. You pick from one of two categories and try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes and you're out. Steve, who is our contestant? Ready to play Your Guess is as good as mine.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. Justin, welcome to the program. And your guess is as good as mine. Okay, Justin, our categories today. We have for you the 10 best guitarists of all time. We have extended the list to 20. If you get 10 correct, I will give you the category. But no help, all right? The 10 best rock guitarists of all time. Then we have for you the best barbecue cities in America in honor of the 3-day Memorial Day weekend coming up. So do you want to grill and barbecue, or do you want to listen to a little rock and roll?
Let's go with some barbecue.
Barbecue it is?
Barbecue cities.
All right. Which U.S. cities should be at the top of your barbecue bucket list? To separate the top sirloins from the chuck roast or barbecue scenes, Lawn Starter, our favorite people who do this, they judge the 2024 best barbecue cities in America. So they looked at 500 of the biggest U.S. cities based on 5 categories. They looked at access to barbecue vendors and smokehouses, consumer ratings on Yelp, competition awards, and the number of barbecue festivals among 20 total metrics.
And how big are the cities?
They're all sizable cities in the top 10, without question. They're all considered cities.
Okay.
So, Justin, you know the game is played. Try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes and you're out. These are the best barbecue cities in the United States. By the way, Justin, just so you know, do you guys know the worst barbecue city in America?
Pearl City, Hawaii.
Auburn, Washington.
Really?
Auburn, Washington, tied with Sandy, Utah. Wow. Yeah.
Is there even any barbecue joints out there in Auburn?
I don't
Well,
know.
if they are, they're not very good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know we have a listener. I think he's from Auburn, but he told me he's won prizes.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Huh. I'll be damned.
Maybe he's the only spot in town.
Okay. I don't know.
All right, Justin, what are you thinking as far as the 10 best barbecue cities?
I had to go with Memphis.
Okay. Memphis, Tennessee. That would be number 2, Justin. You're getting the hang of it right away. There you go.
Oh, yeah. And you guys said it earlier, KC?
KC, on the list, number 1.
What was Memphis?
3.
Yeah, Memphis was 2.
2. Oh, damn.
2. Okay.
And then Austin, Houston?
Austin, Houston, you want to go with both of those together?
Sure.
You're right. Houston's number 3 on the list.
Yeah.
Austin, Texas, number 7 on the list. You are 4 for 4 so far.
Ooh, okay, let's see here.
All right, so these are sizable cities. And look, don't necessarily take my word on this, but I'm trying to think like Georgia has good barbecue, so maybe Atlanta falls in there. Or North Carolina falls in, so to be Raleigh? Or Charlotte?
Charlotte. You may want to put Charleston in there too, man. Rodney Scott's got restaurants down there.
Yeah, it gets tough when you
But I
start
don't know
losing.
about Georgia. I feel like Georgia doesn't get the love. I feel like it's either
Carolinas
or Tennessee.
Oh, there is also, I know you mentioned Missouri. There's also one of the top barbecue cities are in Kansas as well.
Not just Kansas City.
Not just Kansas City, Missouri.
Not Missouri. Yeah, because I'm thinking what you're thinking.
So, just going to throw it out there. St. Louis, like St. Louis Ribs.
St. Louis is number 6.
All right, that's what I was thinking.
Yes.
All right.
So you got both the cities in Missouri taken care of. There is one more in Kansas in that same area.
Wichita?
I'm not sure what else is right there.
Right,
Kansas.
what other places in Kansas do you go to?
Topeka?
I know. I'm sort of
Topeka barbecue.
You're overthinking it.
Lancaster?
Is it just the other part of Kansas City that's in... I just gonna say Kansas City again.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'd be Kansas City, Kansas, as opposed to Kansas City, Missouri.
You gotta say it, man.
Come on, Justin.
Justin.
Kansas City, Kansas, man.
Kansas City, Kansas.
That's number 4.
There we go.
I had to beg you into it, but yes. Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri.
So the Kansas side ranks 3 places lower than the Missouri side.
That is correct.
But aren't
So-
they one kind of giant
Right.
city separated by a river?
No, not if you talk to the people who live there.
Yeah,
I
if you-
get it. Like, I understand that there's a divide between the two. However, you guys were making the same doggone barbecue.
I don't know, because keep in mind, when we were there, what was amazing when we brought up the fact, well, it's one city, and they go, right, but you got to understand, you have to go by state laws. So the people that live on one side have a, I won't say much different way of living, but certain things are legal there that's not legal in the other. So it adds to some friction, I guess, between the two sides. I was like, wow, okay.
How many West Coasts?
There is one West Coast city that makes the list.
Los Angeles.
That is number 5. You are correct, Justin. So far, you've got the top 7. Austin, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri, L.A., Kansas City, Kansas, Houston, Texas, Memphis, Tennessee, and number 1, Kansas City, Missouri.
Are we all done with Texas, Miles?
No, we are not, Mike.
I would say maybe Dallas. All right.
San Antonio.
San Antonio's
number 8. Very
Well
good. 2 left. These are major cities in the United States.
Does one of them have a football team in the Ravens division?
No.
Okay, I was thinking Cincinnati.
Are we
I don't
still
know.
thinking Carolinas a little bit?
No.
Not Carolinas. Man, it could be something in like Kentucky too, because they have a lot of barbecue festivals.
Yeah.
Should we put Atlanta on there?
These are big cities.
I'm thinking Atlanta. I have Atlanta written down just because it's the side. And you're right. You don't hear about Georgia barbecue, but there's no way it's bad, right? It's up to you, man, but I would guess Atlanta.
I kind of want to guess Chicago.
Oh.
Chicago's more famous.
Chicago? Is that what you're going to go with?
Sure. Let's go Chicago.
Number 9.
Wow.
Damn.
Yep, number 9.
Actually,
Chicago, Illinois.
they do have the biggest barbecue festival of the years in Chicago.
Oh, really?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well,
Justin.
let's go get our guess of Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Okay,
All right.
do not listen to me anymore.
That's 2 strikes, Justin. You got 1 left. There's 1 major U.S. city that is part of the best barbecue cities in the country.
Can you give me a coast or like direction of the country?
East.
East Coast. And he said major cities. Like, is it as simple as New York? I don't know if they got a whole lot of...
But would it be
New York.
D.C.?
You said you're going to go to New York?
Mike said New York. Let's go with it.
You got it, man. You're in the table.
All right.
There you go. Those are the best barbecue cities. Thanks to the folks there at LawnStarter.com. Number 10 is New York, New York, followed by Chicago, Illinois at 9th, San Antonio, Texas 8, Austin, Texas 7, St. Louis, Missouri 6, L.A. at 5, Kansas City, Kansas is 4, Houston, Texas 3, Memphis, Tennessee is 2nd, and Kansas City, Missouri. So the state, according to this, with the most locations would be Texas with 3.
Without a doubt.
Followed by Missouri with 2.
What's the best barbecue you've had? Not necessarily the place, but just the general location.
Oh,
Right,
wow.
For me, it's
Man.
Houston, man. I'm sorry. Houston, they crush it.
Honestly, Birmingham, Alabama.
I believe that.
It
Yeah.
just so good.
I mean, it's just tough because in South Carolina, I've had the best pork of my life.
Yep.
But the brisket at Terry Black's in Austin's hard to beat.
Okay.
And for the record, Austin, Lockhart, Texas, which is about an hour south, is considered the birthplace of that Central Texas barbecue. So like Terry Black's, an offshoot of the original Blacks, they all started in Lockhart and kind of got
Moved
up
up.
to a
All
bigger
right.
city.
Okay. Kono, it's a 508. We'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. You are listening to the Men's Room.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Just got a new puppy or kitten. Congrats. But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Coming up here at 5:08, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. Thousands of people broke a world record by gathering together in a small town, all dressed as Smurfs.
Is that where we're at now?
Really? I thought you would be in support of this, Steve.
I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just kind of like, really, okay.
Not a lot there. It's like peanuts.
Yeah.
Smurfs are just, okay.
Well, the thing is with the Smurf, you can be your own Smurf.
Sure.
You know, as long as you just paint yourself blue and maybe have a red hat.
Wait, so I don't have to be one of the characters. And they cover most of the basics,
I thought
right?
Papa Smurf's the only one with the red hat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Everybody else got a white hat,
You
right?
get to be Papa, huh?
Yeah. Damn right.
You're going to go out there with the red hat and tell people you're not Papa Smurf.
No, I'm Daddy
Those
Smurf.
Smurfs. That's who Smurf.
I'm not
that
calling
likes
you
more.
Daddy Smurf.
No, you're not.
Hey, Daddy Smurf.
Hey, Daddy.
Daddy
Daddy
Smurf.
Smurf.
I might watch the Smurfs introduce that character.
Who was the big evil guy? Gargamel?
Gargamel. Yeah.
I mean, I watched the Smurfs a lot as a kid. But I
never did watch the Smurfs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What
With
was
our
your
age
point,
difference.
man? Like, did they do anything, or was it just that they're Smurfs and this dude Gargamel does not like them?
Yeah, there was drama in every episode. I feel like it was mostly with Gargamel.
All right.
Or whose turn it was with Smurfette. Okay, that's not real. But I'm just saying.
It's my night tonight.
They just tag out when one goes out the door. All right.
Yeah.
Sit in, Daddy.
That's the end of the line right there. Experts have studied the science behind having a aha moment. Turns out that your brain actually creates a unified network that strengthens memory formation. Basically, what they said is that having an aha moment helps you learn a lot better than gradually learning the material.
Okay.
And
that makes sense. You tend to remember your aha moment.
Well,
like, my kid could sit in school for 3 years, and they're going through different math equations as they go through it. And
Right.
then there's just this one equation, for whatever reason, they get it, and it made sense of everything. And
Right.
you can kind of see the aha.
And that's the thing, is that you have that aha moment that kind of locks in the full understanding of
Of
it.
all
Look,
things.
I can teach you that 2 + 2 = 4 all day, and I'll get you to regurgitate that 2 + 2 = 4.
But it doesn't mean anything.
Right, but up until you have 2 apples, and then you say, wait a minute, I need 2 more, and you go, oh my God, there's 4 apples in my hand. Like,
That's what they're talking about.
there it is. So,
I remember I pissed my kids off when they were much younger, and they're telling 1 + 1 is 2, all that kind of stuff. Good for them to know. We had a little eyedropper. How many drops of water is that? They're like, 1. So I dropped
yeah.
another drop directly on top, and they're like, well, that's still 1. I said, but it's 2.
That's right.
They were very confused, and I didn't have an answer for them. I'm like, honestly, I don't know what to tell you. We know it's 2 drops, but to anyone else, that's 1 drop.
Correct. France has announced plans to open up a high-security prison on their territory in the Amazon jungle.
I saw that.
Wow. Yeah. That feels like the French Alcatraz. Like, okay, yeah, good job. You got out of the high-security prison. Now you're in the middle of the Amazon jungle.
You really pissed them off.
No kidding, dude.
Well, France was kind of famous way back in the day for having like those island prisons.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, and they still got the turf over there, so they're like, oh, no, we're building this, man.
Right.
I don't think that's really fair to the people that live there, though.
They didn't
It
ask.
doesn't matter. It's their territory.
It's our territory.
I mean, it's kind of a massive thing going on in Australia right now.
What's that now?
Well, they have like their Memorial Day.
Okay.
But they have some, over the years, they've added indigenous people doing like a welcome.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And then like a lot of these, I'm assuming kind of whiter, I don't want to say white supremacists, but they're like, why do I need an indigenous inviting me? Like I grew up here. I fought for the country. It's like, right, but they were here first.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's like having a Native American start a thing and be like, all right, we're all cool now. Welcome.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, right, like he's right. He was here. We just kind of took it over.
Sure.
Exactly.
So I feel like we've kind of seen it doesn't work out that well. And France is like, oh, we're going to do it.
Yeah. Build a jail.
Right? Like, I don't know. If I'm living there and I don't know modern technology, I'd be like, I'd probably throw whatever weapon I
What
have.
I got at you. Yeah.
That's what they're counting on. They're like, please escape.
Yeah, right.
See how that works. You be clamoring to get back in there.
Exactly. A new study has found that preschool boys that watch violent television are more likely to become aggressive, mischievous teens.
You don't say.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Hey, who's showing violent TV to a preschooler?
bad parents.
You'd be surprised, yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, who's showing that to the guy? The most violent thing I saw was probably Looney Tunes.
Correct.
Yeah, but they came back to life. It wasn't real, and you knew that.
Yeah, I also know don't stick a piece of dynamite in my mouth and think it's a cigar.
Right,
Don't jump off of cliffs.
It wasn't a good thing that happened to these folks.
Don't order anything from Acme.
Exactly.
But it won't work.
Well, and that, parental advisories that came out there, because half the time there was parents that just didn't know what it was that their kids were consuming.
Yeah.
The Grand Theft Auto. You had kids that were playing Grand Theft Auto because for whatever reason the name Grand Theft Auto didn't trigger anything in those parents. But if it's the popular game,
stealing,
right?
Not beating up hookers.
Exactly.
I remember my
Shooting
kid was
people.
young when he asked about it. I
Running
said,
for them cops.
No, man. I said, no, look, he had some violent video games, but I said, look,
Sure.
that one's just a little different based on her storyline.
Exactly.
Like, that's all, man.
Right. No. You get to still be Mario and jumping on Koopas, man. Well,
You can shoot people.
we'll upgrade later.
You just can't just get out of a car and beat up a hooker. That's all. That's where I draw the line. You want to shoot that guy? Go
It
ahead.
can't be a bloody scene on the sidewalk. NASA issued a warning that the sun is rotating one of its most active faces toward us in the coming days, which may cause some blackouts.
Oh, they've been saying that for about a week now.
Yeah.
So
But it's like for really coming now.
we really mean it.
And I think they said like Thursday is when we're supposed to get those things zapped
I mean,
out.
the blackouts are the worst thing. I'm like, all right.
Right?
So what's it do? Just like spit stuff out at us?
Pretty much a
Okay.
lot of solar activity, a lot of flares and whatnot that are all, the solar storms, that's what it is.
Right. Solar storms.
Solar storms.
Solar storms 25.
Space weather. A new study
Are
found
you
that...
prepared?
What kind of umbrella do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
We got Jim Cantori on the scene.
Yeah, buy these. All right,
You know, if
so they-
local news could, they would send their anchor to the sun.
Damn right.
Right? I mean, like, you hear
I'm
something
here
about a
at the
court
Sun.
case. They do it with hurricanes. They do it with court cases where I'm watching the 11 o'clock news. Why is this anchor standing outside of the goddamn courthouse?
Why do they have
The
to
court
be there?
case has been done for 6 hours.
Right.
He's standing there at night. The only people around him probably pooping their pants. And I'm like, we know what a courthouse looks like.
Right.
He does not need to be there.
Look, if you open up the window and you see that it's storming outside, your first thought is not, I'm going to go out there. Yet news agencies, for whatever reason, are like,
Get out there.
Send Steve out there. We go out there to these hurricane gale winds.
You got to do it.
You got to.
I get the courthouse thing is it's already over.
That's so
And
stupid.
the man or woman has to go. Totally different scene here 4 hours ago. Like, all right.
We understand.
But like when it's snowing, I like it. Like, yeah, show me those roads. Like, I have no idea, Mike. There could be a foot in Redmond. I need somebody over there.
I need somebody.
I need eyes on it. I need a camera.
Telling me doesn't help. I need to see it.
Yeah. What am I just supposed to believe it?
I need some minimum wage schlep out there.
Yeah.
Telling me that the roads are dangerous. I know because I drove here.
You know that's what it is. It's the new guy or new girl.
Yes.
She just got out of college, and it's like, so there's some solar activity. We need to send you to the sun.
Yeah, you're going to the sun.
Yeah. We only have 3 reporters.
There's animals attacking people from the woods. We need you to
Go
go
out
there,
there.
and tell them how dangerous
Yeah.
it is.
Take some raw meat. We want to see one of the animals.
Make it move.
Right? And go buy drugs from that guy.
That guy.
Let's see how bad Third Ave is.
A new study found that sleep regularity matters just as much as sleep duration.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
basically, you can sleep from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., If you're sleeping all the way through, that's a hell of a lot better than if you're waking up at midnight, you're waking up at 2, you're waking up at 3, you're waking up at 4.
Okay.
Granted, you do fall right back asleep, but when you wake up, it is disrupting the rest that you're supposed to be getting.
I mean, they tell you this stuff, but it's like, you do recognize, like, I'm not setting my alarm for an hour and a half after I fall.
Right.
My body, that's supposed to have my back, woke me up. And if I don't have to go to the bathroom or something, like, whatever, body, what?
What's the deal?
I'm tired. We got that. I'm already in bed. It's dark. Can we just go
I'm
back
doing
to
all the
sleep?
right stuff.
Right.
Right.
But it still doesn't work out all the time.
Well, we talked about it earlier today that you're not supposed to have a clock that shows you the time in your room because it'll
Stress your ass
you
out.
out. So will this study.
I know.
Oh, no, I'm not sleeping.
Right, like, you have no control over that. I woke up because my body decided to wake up. I didn't ask it to wake it up.
I would prefer if it just ran right through to 6.
Yeah.
Damn it. Staff at the National Zoo in D.C. are reporting, quote-unquote, flirtatious behavior with their pandas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they
What does that mean? They fall off a
What?
chair?
With visitors? I see you taking my picture.
And look at this thing tumbling down the hill. Those are the ones they just put in there.
Are they?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And they're already bumping some uglies.
Well, I mean, they're animals.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what they do, man.
Come on, Mama.
They don't care if you're looking. We're
Like,
voyeurs.
do you stop hitting on women if you're single because you've traveled? No, it's more exciting.
Right.
Right?
They're probably
it's
new
like,
location.
Hey!
Right, I've been locked up. It's just been me and my buddy as bears, and then it's like you drop in a lady bear. Like, yeah, we're going to flirt with her.
Are they flirting or are they having sex?
I think they're flirting. It's flirtatious
How can
behavior.
you tell when a panda's flirting? Would he
Well,
buy
it
her a
twerks.
martini? I mean, like,
It twerks.
you get when they're about to get it on.
You know I've got 4 Pandas Expresses.
I got 4 chains.
Doing pretty well for myself.
I'm doing good, man.
Just gotta, I
Egg roll
mean,
for you? Egg roll? No.
it is bad. We're talking about real pandas, and I am kind of thinking about orange chicken.
He can get it. That'd be my move. Dude, I'm the panda for Panda Express.
Hey, baby, wants a broccoli
What do you
beef?
need? What do you need? Lo mein?
Crab rangoons?
I can do that.
Yeah, they live in D.C. They don't need authentic Chinese.
they're going to Ben's Chili Bowl.
They would house some.
I'm in D.C. now, bro.
Right. Experts have revealed that we may be witnessing the extinction of the semicolon.
I'm not even positive when to use it.
Why
So
are we
it's-
experiencing it? Because people, like Ted said, you're not sure when to use
Pretty
it?
much, because the application of it is so seldom that everybody just says, screw it, we're not going to use it anyway. And I believe you use the semicolon when a sentence that you finish is either able to finish right there with wherever you're putting it, or it can go with a comma as well.
Correct.
Giving examples. So, you never really need to use it. Plus, the written word is going away, too.
You mean actually physically writing
Exactly.
words? Yeah.
People aren't penning letters anymore. People aren't writing dissertations
Not
so much
true.
anymore.
We got a letter today the castle brought in from us, several pages handwritten.
Oh, yeah? I didn't
It's-
see that one.
Oh, it's a little cuckoo.
It's a fun one.
But yeah,
Okay.
we got it.
Fantastic. Well, you know what? Grabbing onto that was one thing that might make you sick. In fact, there's a handful of things in your house that are making you sick.
The Men's Room Top 10.
Everything.
The Men's Room Top 10.
10 ways your home is making you sick. Here's one obviously overlooked thing in your home that can cause physical symptoms that are doing great harm to your health. It can cause cold and flu symptoms, chronic headaches, digestive problems, breathing problems, heart disease, all manners of PTSD, and diarrhea. Explosive diarrhea. And it's your toxic relationship with your significant other. There's only one remedy. Kick that stooge to the curb. I feel better already.
Dear Lord. Oh, geez. So this is actually from a gut scientist, and these are 10 ways that your home is making you sick.
I'm a gut scientist.
Gut
Sexy.
That is a big focus right now, is your gut health. I don't know why, but it's a major focus right now.
Do you want to take a probiotic?
No.
Okay.
I
I think
don't.
maybe in the last 20 years, I've figured out that so much of your health and what goes on, kind of how you feel and all that is in your gut.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Like,
sir.
maybe we should pay attention to that.
They start with your shoes. The expert's first warning starts from the bottom, advising people to take off their shoes before entering their home, as 45% of shoes tested were found to carry a bacterium which can prompt gastrointestinal symptoms and cause colitis.
Okay. So I should stop
Shoes
licking
making
the
you fart.
bottoms of them.
Take your damn shoes off. Your microwave. The household microwave took the next hit, with the expert urging people to clean up spills immediately, lest they risk contaminating the food that they're heating with bacteria like E. coli, salmonella, both of which can sicken the gut and potentially cause serious illness. Also, if you're the jackass that warms something up in the communal microwave and it blows up in there,
just clean it up.
Just wipe it down.
It does not take long.
No.
Yeah.
And you know that you're that person, too. Nobody is that distracted that they take that thing out and they see the crust on the top where, around where the volcano went off. Like, all right, clean the damn microwave out.
They know.
Jeez, a whiff.
Again, it's not yours.
Right.
Like, I will go blue in the face saying this, right? Like, I am far from super clean guy. But when you share an apartment with somebody or you share a workspace, you have to keep those common areas clean.
Correct.
Not everybody has your same level of just like, I'll get to it tomorrow.
Right. And quit putting your stuff in the sink. It's nobody's job around here to clean up your doggone dishes.
Yes.
Damn it. Dishcloths. Again, these are 10 ways that your home is making you sick. They label dishcloths one of the most contaminating things in your home, mainly due to the fact that people use the same one for multiple services, then leave them sopping wet in the sink. Like, if there's a somewhat easy solution, start by soaking yours in boiling water for about 15 minutes every week.
Okay.
Or just have a rotating
that goes a long way.
surplus of them, you know what I mean? The wife has got us on, what are they, Vietnamese rags? Or something like that. I don't remember what they are, but they're a certain kind of a spongy material. It's kind of like the ShamWow, only it's a lot more concentrated. I forget when they are. ShamWow. He should be there next. I'm Owen Wilson for ShamWow. Wow. Look how much water it soaks up. Wow. Coffee machines. Again, these are 10 ways that your home is making you sick. Your Morning Cup of Joe didn't go unscathed in this roundup with warnings that coffee machines can be a breeding ground for bacteria and mold. You should flush the system with vinegar and always change the water before use. And also don't overload the doggone hopper to where it boils over.
Still no idea.
No idea. No doggone idea.
I got an espresso. It's a life changer.
Oh, yeah?
It's my latest big purchase.
Attaboy.
It's unbelievable.
How big is the machine?
Not big at all. Like this big.
Okay.
Yeah. Just espresso anytime I want it. Yeah. It's awesome.
Anything you need. Chopping boards. I do believe this one. Every home needs at least 2 chopping boards, one for meat and one for everything else to avoid cross-contamination. Yeah, that's what they say. Furthermore, according to the U.S. Food Safety and Inspection Service, it's best to discard the chopping board before it gets too warm because the crevices can trap bacteria. Crevice. Yeah, the wife gets on me a lot. It's kind of like it's kind of like with your wife there. I'm a chopping board.
Crevice. No, my wife. We're talking about her.
Yeah, that's right. No, she got on my hide for a while there about making sure that I used the right cutting board for the right stuff. Because grab.
I'm kind of anal about cutting boards, but I wash them all the time. But it's just from being in restaurants.
Sure.
I mean, they just beat that into your freaking head. Man.
But my whole thing is that I do wash them. I wash them after every use, so it's like it shouldn't matter. It's like, no, what you're chopping on there soaks into the wood of the cutting board, and it's going to screw up all. We're going to get onion on our fruit.
It won't if you're washing it, but I understand how that works.
I know. Ways that your home is making you sick. Your fridge. Let's see here. Refrigerators should be deep cleaned at least once a month.
Yeah.
Storing food properly is also important. Start with ready-to-eat produce at the top and work your way down by cooking temperature.
I don't know the last time I did a deep clean on the fridge. Like, it has been cleaned out and kind of wiped out.
Yeah.
But not a deep clean.
Deep clean on a fridge. I'm with you. That's a tough one.
And usually it gets a good cleaning because something spilled.
Yeah.
Right? And then you pull everything out and you got to do a wipe down, but not.
It was either last month or 2 months ago that I did the deep clean on our fridge.
Oh, yeah?
She's pretty well on it of putting it on the list of like, all right, this needs to be done.
Okay.
Her eye for grime is just perfect to where it pisses me off. But
Got them grime eyes.
We keep things clean. Switches and knobs.
Yes.
Yep. Shows up on the list. Consider washing your hands after the next time that you flick a light switch or turn the doorknob. Both are covered in bacteria. Switches are usually somewhat warm thanks to the electrical current that they toggle, and as such are a perfect breeding ground for germs.
Cool.
Even your doorknobs. Stuff like that.
That's exactly right.
Can't see it.
There can be 217 bacteria per square inch, according to an estimate from Lancaster.
I got to
General
do.
Health.
I looked in the sun briefly came through the window today, and I realized I am due for the spring clean.
Yeah.
Where you do the baseboards, you do the window ledges, you actually clean your place instead of giving it a once over. You you actually clean.
I do baseboard the windows pretty much once a week. Let me rephrase that. The window ledges.
Okay.
Not
That's
the windows.
better than me.
Once I got the vacuum out, it's like you just go for it.
Let's do it.
And the dog helps remind me that it needs to be done.
I got to remember this one, the TV remote control. The average household television remote control can have up to 20 times more bacteria than your toilet seat.
I know, because the button that says last is almost wiped off of mine.
Yeah, there's just a lot.
I've been using that bad boy for a while.
Last.
Now it's just ass.
Ted just wants to go back in time to the last channel he was on.
Oh, well, it sets up like, if you have Comcast, it sets up like the last
your former
8
channels
that you've had.
Yeah.
So, you got to get the sports in there and then Old Man History Channel and that kind of stuff.
Attaboy. And then this is the last way that your home is making you sick. It only affects certain people, my kind of people. Your pets. It's hard to resist a snuggle with a furry friend, but to wash up soon after. Cats and dogs are known to stick their faces in their butts and in each other's butts, something humans should avoid. Their toys, bowls, food, and poo are all full of bacteria, and they probably had their face in all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's filthy, filthy animals. In South Wales, a 300 British pound fence turned into a bankruptcy for a 79-year-old woman, Miles.
Why is that?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Biggest headlines are coming at 5:50 in the meantime. Have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk. And Steve will throw a hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today's shot is brought to you by Black Raven Brewing, proud brewers of Men's Room IPA and the Men's Room 20th Anniversary Lager. Before we get to the shot, quick shout out to Mr. Jacob Pruss. Keep doing what you're doing. It does not go unnoticed. You know who you are. Now, today we chose 3 Chinese women that were visiting South Korea. Now, as it turns out, I did not know this, but South Korea, the plastic surgery clinics, they are renowned as some of the best in the world. So,
most plastic surgery in the world.
Really?
It's South Korea.
Huh, I did not know that. Yeah. Okay, so if you're in China, it's a neighbor, and no surprise that women from other Asian countries like China regularly fly to South Korea to get work done on their faces. Now, the problem is that a few of them, they just stop at the nose jobs or the facelifts or the Botox, but some of them completely remodel their faces, and that's when the trouble began for our 3 travelers, because passing through airport customs with these plastic surgery certificates that they give you, usually that's good enough. However, in this particular case, their faces had changed so much that China could not recognize them either through the computer facial recognition or their passport. I saw a picture of one of them. They look entirely different. So basically, your body needs some time to recover from the plastic surgery. So if nothing else, you're going to end up being swollen. But these ladies left the day after the plastic surgery. So not only were they swollen, they also had bandages wrapped around their faces and heads. Now keep in mind, they are the women. But again, facial recognition said, I do not know who this is. It did not match the passport. They're like, we can't let you through. So far, we're on day 3 of these women just stuck in a South Korean airport trying to get back home to China.
Yeah, I just found that out a couple of weeks ago. That's the #1 country for plastic surgery.
I don't know. Just read
South
that
Korea.
today. Apparently, that's the place to go. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola. Let's get a contestant online for Profile Now. Profile this now. 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit Condor.com today.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch. The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Thrill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Alan. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Alan, you understand how this here game is played?
Roger that.
Fantastic. Here are your choices today. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally today, License to Spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
License to Spill. Never heard that one. Let's do it.
Well, I grabbed the wrong story. It's like, that's weird. Okay, here we go. Colorado State Patrol reported that a crash near Colorado City closed part of Interstate 25. So about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the Colorado State Patrol reported that there was an extended road closure due to the crash on northbound I-25. Now, according to them, troopers responded to a single rollover crash at 2:35 a.m. The driver of the vehicle was taken to the hospital with unknown injuries, but they said the semi was carrying a product that would, quote, take some time to clean. That's the whole story. The question is, what was spilled onto the highway that will, quote, take some time to clean? Was it vodka, tequila, rum, or beer? So vodka, tequila, rum, or beer, one of these things spilled out of the truck on the I-25.
Vodka, tequila, rum, or beer?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing Colorado, home of the Rockies, home of Coors. I'm going beer.
Beer for Alan.
That makes sense.
Okay.
First of all, I don't know how it would take a while to clean up. They're all liquids.
Bro, I don't know. Well, leads me to believe whatever's still in the tank.
I mean, glass, yes. You can clean with vodka. I mean,
yeah,
we know that. Rum has got a ton of sugar in it. I'm going to go rum. Just based on the fact that
the sugar and attracting the wildlife.
It's sticky and crap.
And I'll go tequila then.
Tequila for
tequila.
10. Okay. What did the semi spill all over the roadway? Vodka, tequila, rum, or beer? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Just got a new puppy or kitten? Congrats! But also, yikes. Between crates, beds, toys, treats, and those first few vet visits, you've probably already dropped a small fortune, which is where Lemonade Pet Insurance comes in. It helps cover vet costs so you can focus on what's best for your new pet. The coverage is customizable, sign-up is quick and easy, and your claims are handled in as little as 3 seconds. Pro tip, Lemonade offers a package specifically for puppies and kittens. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet. Your future self will thank you. Your pet won't. They don't know what insurance is.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch!
Category is not licensed to spill on profile. This we go to Colorado. State Patrol had to close a section of highway there. Single semi rollover crash, but they said it would take a little while to clean up because it was a sticky situation. So, what did the semi spill? Vodka, tequila, rum, or beer?
And Alan, that is the very question that we posed to you. Let us start with Miles Montgomery. You went with rum. It was not rum. The Ted Smith, arriba. You went tequila.
Tequila.
It was not tequila. That leaves you, my friend, and you went with beer. That was not beer.
Oh, it's vodka.
Vodka.
Has to be glass.
I guess. I can't imagine putting it in like a fuel truck. It's just nothing but vodka. But yeah, vodka.
Now, for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got Weekend Update, The Jimmys,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Stephen Colbert, Bill Maher, Seth Meyers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
Right there in the title, these guys have teams of talents and writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Train engineers went on strike, completely shutting down the New Jersey transit lines into New York. In case you're wondering why the city smells so nice.
Seth? SNL.
Train engineers went on strike, completely shutting down New Jersey transit lines into New York, in case you were wondering why the city smelled so nice.
An 8-year-old discovered a shipwreck. Scientists say a boy may have discovered St. Anthony, a schooner that sank in Lake Huron in 1856. So take that, James Cameron.
The Ted Smith.
Yeah, that's me. Had one metal detector, dude. Do you feel like a loser?
And he's 8.
The townspeople of Kimballton, Iowa, who are furious about their tap water having turned pink, must look on the bright side. The rats in your sewer system are having a girl.
Bill Maher.
Yeah, Bill Maher.
That's Bill Maher.
The townspeople of Kimballton, Iowa, who are furious about their tap water having turned pink, must look on the bright side. The rats in your sewer system are having a girl.
And what counts as good news in 2025, the Menendez brothers have been resentenced for the 1989 murder of their parents after the judge said he did not believe the brothers posed a risk if released, unless someone adopts them.
SNL?
Yeah, it's SNL.
In what counts as good news in 2025, the Menendez brothers have been resentenced for the 1989 murder of their parents after the judge said he did not believe the brothers posed a risk if released, unless someone adopts them.
A new survey found that the worst litterers in New York City are men from the Bronx and Queens, while the women from the Bronx and Queens safely keep all their junk in their trunk.
That's Michael Che.
Yeah, that's Michael. That is Che.
A new survey found that the worst litterers in New York City are men from the Bronx and Queens, while women from the Bronx and Queens safely keep all their junk in the trunk.
Yesterday looked like a big day for sports with some Game 7s.
Yeah.
But they were just blowouts.
Yep.
You also had the final round of the PGA Championship, right? So, like, I was kind of busy. I was visiting friends. We were doing stuff, but we got like an hour. I said, hey, let's check out that Game 7. I turned on the WNBA did have a big weekend on Saturday, but I turned on the NBA Game 7 in the fourth quarter. It was a wrap. That game looked like Oklahoma City had basically wrapped that up by halftime.
They did.
They just and I get it. There was somebody out for Denver, so they were down. But Jesus, man,
Yeah.
you just and look, I just as a sports fan, right? Like I don't like Oklahoma City because they took the Sonics,
Sure.
but I don't really have a huge dog in that fight. So for a Game 7, I'm always of the theory of let's just have a good Game 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost been 20 years.
Right. And then, what was I going to say? And then when I left a restaurant, the PGA Championship was locked up at 9. I was like, oh, John Rahm going to make a run at this. Scotty Scheffler, if you don't know, basically, if he's in the lead on Sunday, he doesn't lose. So I was like, interested. Same thing. We clicked over to that. That was a wrap. Rahm had just S the bet on the 5 holes on the walk home. And then, yesterday I was like, all right, hockey, you're up. Right? Game 7, the Maple Leafs always tragically lose Game 7s. They lose the playoffs. They're not going to do that, right? Yeah, they got blown out like 6-1. Again, I turned that game on. It's 3-0. The fans are already booing. I was like, dang it. They were in Toronto.
Right.
And the fans were booing. I was like, ugh.
I'm a little surprised we didn't hear more from the city after they lost that game. Apparently, they get a little wild up there in Toronto when the Leafs don't do too well.
The issue is, and I only really realized this after the game, is that Toronto, the Maple Leafs have been good for the last few years. They like their players. They just can't get over the hump and even you know what I mean, and win that game. Now, granted, Florida, the Florida Panthers, as weird as it sounds, are the defending champ, but also, I feel bad for hockey, right? I forget who their commissioner is, but you're sitting in the office and it's like, sweet, let's get everybody in the country excited about the Eastern Conference Finals of strongholds of Carolina and Florida. Right, and Florida Panthers, I believe, are in Jacksonville, aren't they?
Oh,
or are they down in Miami?
You might be right.
No.
Maybe.
No, maybe they're Miami. They got to be Miami, right?
Well, even the NBA, Minnesota,
Fort Lauderdale,
City. Jesus.
Sunrise, Florida. Let's see where that is.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I have no idea where they play. I'm just saying, when you think hockey,
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, when you think hockey, you don't think teams from Fort Lauderdale and Charlotte.
No. Yeah. No.
Right? It doesn't say let's get crazy. But yeah, just kind of again, just as a sports fan watching stuff, you're just kind of like, well, this is kind of boring.
Mike, who are our Preakness picks?
Oh, yes. I did want to bring that up, didn't I?
I totally whiffed on
it. So I took journalism in the Derby, but he didn't win. And then I saw he won on Saturday at the Preakness.
He did win it all. I was gonna cover this in headlines, however. Let's see here. Okay, so none of us did pick journalism, which ended up winning the day. I am happy to report, however, I chose the highest was Sandman, who got third in the race.
Nice.
Miles, you were second with us. You chose Pay Billy, and he took 7th.
Yeah, Billy.
Steve,
there's only 8 horses.
Yeah.
There was 9 horses, and Steve chose number 9 with Clever again. Wow, you came in dead last, brother.
Oh, you tried to be clever again and got screwed by a horse named Clever again.
Yeah. He's smarter than me. Outsmarted me.
Yeah. generally, this has happened to me twice in the last few months. Once in Vegas and now down in California. There's only one thing that drags me away from sporting events. Pools.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, isn't the Preakness on? So I was like, you already missed it, dude. I was like, what time is it? It's like 5. You've been in that pool for like 3 hours. Yeah. It was decadent, Miles. Had a piece of pizza in a pool. All right,
What kind
let's
of pizza?
It was called the Charlie Sheen. Had basically every
Cocaine
meat
on it? Drugs.
It had tiger sauce on it. Not positive what the tiger sauce was. But
Don't ask questions. Why did you get the Charlie Sheen? Just based on the name?
My buddy, he had just had it before, and he's
Okay.
like, that's our spot. That's where we go. You got to get the Charlie Sheen. We basically, we just refused to order a Supreme.
Okay.
So we got half with Charlie Sheen, which is all the meats, and tiger sauce. And then the other half was vegetarian. At one point, I was like, we could have just got a Supreme, but whatever.
Whatever, man.
Not Supreme, but what was I going to say? Sheraton and Shelton. So basically, CBS and Paramount Plus, they got a new reality competition show called The Road.
All right.
This is Taylor Sheraton from Yellowstone and Blake Shelton. The premise is kind of cool. 12 and upcoming artists will be thrown on a stage and open for Keith Urban.
Oh.
Now, they say 7 mid-sized venues across Texas, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. I'm assuming they're just
So casinos, probably. Or outdoor, smaller venues.
Casino, right, but, I get it. That's nice of Keith Urban, but it's like, hey, new guy, you're not opening up at the football
Climate
stadium.
pledge.
Right,
Yes,
or
exactly.
the football
Sorry,
stadium.
man. This
for
is
me.
a TV show.
Correct. Do you guys remember Gretchen Wilson?
Yeah.
I know the name, yeah.
She had a couple hits back in the day. I want to say she was a ginger kind of country star.
Okay. Like I said, I know her name. I couldn't tell you.
I think her song was called Redneck Woman.
Okay.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Here for the party.
Yeah.
When I think about cheating.
Yeah.
Salt in your glass.
Her whole thing was I like sex and booze.
All right. That works for me.
Me too. I do too.
Well, she's going to be the tour manager.
Great.
Yeah, I know. No official date. When that opens up.
Great. They've already got the stuff laid out. Tour manager.
Look out.
I've decided we're going to Topeka next. No, it's already laid out, tour manager. The deal's already been done. What are you going to do, really?
I also don't understand because each of these bands or singer, you get one shot to open up for Keith Urban.
All right.
So you're right, Miles. They're not on tour. Why do they need a tour? I'm sure it's just some way to get Gretchen Wilson in there.
Yeah,
she's
gonna
another
drink with
star.
you and have sex
She's
with
going
you.
to stomp around, go like, all right, this guy wants hot dogs. He's got it on his rider.
Well, the other funny thing is that I would guess if this show's an hour long. Now I'm just freeballing here. I don't know. Is that a half hour of this show is just going to be the band being we've been waiting our whole moment for this.
Well, I
then
don't
it
wanna
cuts
watch
to
that.
Gretchen Wilson. She's got a drink in hand, and she's like, they better be up and running. They're opening tonight for Keith Urban. Don't get nervous. It's just the biggest show of your goddamn lives.
Get off after 35 minutes on the nose.
Yeah, you don't have kids, but this will affect them and your grandkids.
This
So
will
don't
affect
screw it up. Yeah. Mike, there's a reason they didn't hire me to give the speech before you go out on the stage.
Didn't bring Coach Ted out there?
Yeah, don't be nervous. But if you suck, it'll affect your whole family.
Even the ones that aren't born yet.
Your dream will die this day.
Last week, the Daily Mail, a British tabloid, which, full disclosure, I know it's a rag magazine. I thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay.
They got some wild stories in there, and they have some stories sometimes. It amazes me. I'll find a story in there sometimes that hasn't even hit the U.S. papers yet.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about something in the U.S. But they were wrong last week. Uh-oh. They said Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Secretary, was backing a proposal for a reality show where immigrants compete to fast track for the U.S. citizenship.
Yeah.
Obviously, who knows how far along, if it was in talks at all, but people were like, dude, that is brutal. How far?
The scariest part was that was believable.
Yeah.
That's what's scary.
Right. So obviously, DHS came out and said that that's not real, this and that. But
we're making it a movie.
That's right.
Well,
Maybe a miniseries.
And there is already shows, right? Like I watched To Catch a Smuggler, but there's also just Border Patrol, which is, again, they're mostly looking for drugs and stuff.
But these people are not volunteering to be on the show. The drug traffickers. It's not cool,
Correct.
They caught me, I'm on camera. That's the exact opposite of what they're looking for. That, you just got caught.
Well, and I think especially with the To Catch a Smuggler, like they're in other countries and stuff. Like, you're right, those people didn't agree, but I think because you're in an airport and there's so many cameras, they can just use it.
Yeah.
Now, the people that sit there and want to argue, like, you must have signed off.
Like cops?
Yeah. Like, why you would sign off and being like, I want the whole country to see me shirtless taking a swing at a cop.
Yeah, I got
Like-
tased naked while high on meth.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm signing that.
Exactly. I asked my pants.
Right.
Yeah, I'll sign off on this.
They found me asleep on a pile of my own feces because I passed out behind the wheel. I'm on TV. Cool. Yeah, I want my bosses to see this.
Yeah, and look, like I said before, I've watched these shows enough. Some of these ones where, like, sometimes they pull somebody aside. It's just like, this doesn't make sense. Why is this guy traveling to this country for 3 days every other month, right? And then sometimes it's just a random dude that's like, I don't know, man. I just like Colombia. It's a really, really beautiful country. And they're just like, all right, we got this wrong. Like, and they'll x-ray his body and everything. Like, this guy just likes Colombia. You know? And if you're like, I got a girlfriend down there, it's like, sure you do, fella.
Sure.
Everybody's got a girlfriend in another country.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm with you. I think he's just going down there to party. I don't believe he's a drug smuggler. But, like, who goes to Colombia for 3 days? Often.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't go down there for one soccer game. It's like,
He goes down there for the local cuisine.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Nobody eats there.
Yeah.
Great sugar.
If you're up watching a late night show tonight, watch Jimmy Kimmel, Sam on Seth Rogen, and somehow weed will be involved.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Texas senior citizen is pulled over at the border, and he had $1 million in cocaine in his car.
Yes, he did.
Meanwhile, a man in D.C. hotel wakes up to a naked woman banging on his door on her way home from the bar. Woman in England has to move after losing battle with neighbor over a fence. Firefighters spring into action to ensure Thanksgiving dinner will commence. And farmers turn to seaweed to keep cows from farting. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we go to Wales, where 300 pounds turns into bankruptcy. A woman in her late 70s had been enjoying her home for the better part of 2 decades when she got a new neighbor with some ambition. He immediately began installing various upgrades to the home and garden, eventually leading him to taking out a portion of the fence that split their homes to work on the drain pipe. The woman interfered, telling the man that the pipe was on her side of the property line, and even brought in contractors to fix the now missing panels. He argued back, saying that the fence belonged to him, and expressed anger that the new panels did not match the color nor the size of the existing ones. Eventually, they went to court over the dispute, with the woman representing herself, as she didn't have the funds for representation, ultimately losing the case and getting landed with the attorney fees of her new neighbor. Not able to shell out the now £20,000 that she owed and facing bankruptcy, the widow was forced to gift her home to her daughter so that they could be eligible to refinance it. She was actually so old that the bank would not refinance her home because she wasn't going to make it.
Jeez, man.
After the debts are paid, she says that she intends to sell and move away from the sour taste in her mouth that is her new residence.
Wow, you've been there for 20 years, and that's what you get. Huh?
Right. And I understand that when two people just don't back down, it does boil into something.
Sure.
Somebody had to back down, but nobody did, so now it's a court case. But it's like, really, you're going to stick... We're going to go all the way to court with this thing.
For this.
And then you got this widow who raised her other daughter, by the way. She lost her husband and her one daughter in whatever tragedy it was that she lost the two of them. So now she's living as a widow, raising up her daughter, living there for 20 years. It's like, at no point do you feel bad about this?
For a fact.
At no point. Okay. In other news, wild story out of D.C. as a man wrote a piece on his stay at the Viceroy. The piece starts like any review of a hotel room would, complimenting the style and comfort choices by the hotel designers, but quickly takes a turn when he mentions his one frustration with his stay. He says that at 4:30 in the morning, he heard a commotion from outside the door and looked through the peephole to see a naked woman demanding entry into his room.
Right.
Sweet.
He says,
Let me in. 5 stars.
He says there's only 2 options as to why this incident was taking place. Either she's in trouble or she has the wrong room. He states that it was the latter, as he attempted to give her a robe from the room when he opened up the door, but she refused and also insisted that she didn't need help, leading the man to leave her to her devices, which was a mistake because she then pulled the fire alarm, forcing everybody to exit the hotel. His second complaint was that the lobby didn't have coffee ready before 6:30. And he kind of went on about that. It's like, no, let's go back to the naked chick that you got outside.
Yeah, that'd be more my issue, not like, I don't have coffee ready.
Right? And the fact that she's like, no, I don't need the robe. Like, girl, you're naked. But
You
Put
need
something
that
on.
robe.
Right. Come on. Especially you're going to pull the damn fire alarm?
I know.
Can we get follow-up? Anything?
I kind of like her more now. Like, oh, you went full crazy. Okay. All right.
Wild one out of the Del Rio border crossing in Texas. Border Patrol agents found cause to refer a 75-year-old man for secondary inspection, which yielded some fruit. Agents searched the car and found a compartment within the seats containing about 70 pounds of cocaine.
Damn.
They arrested the driver and seized the narcotics, roughly estimated at about $930,000.
Ooh.
Good work there, buddy. Good work. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
Thankfully, there's good news.
to New Jersey for a rescue mission. Firefighters in the area got a call from someone claiming to hear the sounds of birds coming from a local storm drain. They arrived on the scene and heard what sounded like ducks stuck in the sewer. And upon further investigation, it turns out that it was a group of 4 turkey chicks that managed to get themselves stuck. They were all safely extracted by authorities and returned to mama without further incident. Little baby turkeys.
4 turkeys.
All right.
You think they'd have shown up if they had known they were turkeys? I feel like we do things by cute, right? So you say ducks, like, man, little ducklings will be there.
Baby turkeys.
They're cute.
I'm going to Google a baby turkey.
Yeah, they're fluffy and around the neck.
They
and
look like a
stuff.
baby bird, dude. Like, I wish it was something,
Yeah, that is a cute bird.
It's a baby bird.
They get ugly quick, but they do start.
They get tasty faster.
They look like your grandpa's.
The guy who tries to get the hell off his lawn.
That's right. They look like when you accidentally see your grandpa in the middle of the night when you were staying over. No. PBS recently put out a piece on what some farmers are doing to combat climate change. This was a fascinating article that I saw here. Studies have shown that in a 20-year period, methane gas traps significantly more heat than CO2, 80 times more, in fact. And while that the funny tends to be on the cow farts, it's actually their burps that release the most. Farmers are attempting to cut down on these emissions by slightly altering the diets of their dairy and beef cattle, and they've stumbled upon something interesting: seaweed. One farmer in particular that they interviewed tested a handful of his dairy cattle over a 2-month period, incorporating just 0.5% of seaweed into their feed. Just 0.5% of their feed was seaweed, right? They found some dramatic changes. Though it didn't affect the health of the animals nor the flavor and quality of the milk, they found an average drop in emissions of 52%.
Wow.
Over 2 months.
From 0.5%.
Yes.
Wow.
0.5% of seaweed in their feed dropped their emissions on average 52%, with some having as high as 80% and one as high as like 90s. There was one that was like a 98% drop in their emissions.
I wonder what it is in the seaweed or algae or whatever that
neutralizes the gas, man.
Wow.
I don't know.
I might have.
We should probably start eating that.
Yeah, no kidding. But this could very well pave the way for a simple solution with a major impact. Gotta love that, right? Men's Room Sports. The Seattle Mariners managed to go into San Diego and find the fire once again as they wrapped up the weekend going 3 for 3 in a sweep against the Padres, keeping them at 2.5 games in first place for the division. Well done, boys.
Is that the Vetter Cup?
That was the Vetter Cup.
Nice.
Yes, sir. We got to win that, right? Come on now. They quickly made their way to Chicago, where they'll take on the White Sox for a 3-game stint starting tonight. That game is currently underway over en route. As far as your weather, got a little bit of cloud cover coming in tonight to drop things down to the high 40s. Tomorrow, we're expecting mostly cloudy skies and a high right around 60 degrees. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Sin Spin tomorrow. It's all flowery. And the lovely Jolene coming up next. She's got Hardy VIP tickets for you.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
When a cold has you down, it's the little comforts that lift you up. A warm blanket, a cup of tea, and a tissue that actually feels good on your skin. Infused with aloe, Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe provides a hint of cooling freshness to help your skin feel restored. So, whether your skin is feeling dry, chafed, or irritated, you're only one wipe away from helping it feel relieved. So, the next time you have a cold, get a hint of instant cooling relief with new Kleenex Cooling Plus Aloe. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.